side. 3, 2, 1, go. And with that, we're gone.
So apparently we can't go to the Twin Spires tournament one. So I will remove that.
We can't?
Perfect. Nope.
Oh,
It's not. Yeah, it's annoying. Apparently they have to have a different X account.
Oh, okay.
Thanks a lot, Elon. And I think we're live. We've been live for
we are.
seconds. Look at that. Me.
Yeah, I just retweeted us.
You talking shit. What's up, everybody?
Yeah. Hi. So this is out on Twitch. You can see it on X and YouTube as well?
Yep.
Okay. What should I... Is it...
I don't know. I will... I'll post it here in a second. How about that?
Okay.
Here, we can look at the leaderboard because your best friend Andrew Azaro, who I've never said it on Twitter because I'm always afraid you're going to get mad at me, so I'll say it to you in person. Like, you two seem like an old married couple that hate each other.
He wishes he could be on my level and marry me.
It's just always funny because you guys would go back and forth about all sorts of fun things. So it's always fun to see you two interacting. And now he's winning a tournament. So he played. He hit something good last race.
Yeah, and as we say, hit something good. Oh, is it still up there? All right, perfect.
Should be, yes.
Actually, that's from the most recent race. Yeah, so he actually he leveled up. Yeah, do you want to talk about that? So that was from the most recent race.
Yep, race 5 to race 6. Yeah,
race 5 to race 6. So yeah, if you want to talk about those bets, and then I can pull up what we had before.
Yep. So he hit a double. It looks like it was the 4 with the 1, 3, 4. So 4 in race 5 and then 1, 3, 4 in race 6. It appears. And he hit that. He played it for $180. So it was a $60 double. They hit for $49.71. It appears. So he jumps back up, though he never moved. It appears because he's now at 19,000. So I think he was just moved his score up, but never actually moved. The little green thing doesn't show up. So he remains in first.
Before we get to Paul, we'll talk about where Andy was prior to that. Going into race 6, he was at $15,218.94, and really king around the 4. So you love to see it. That comes right back with the double, and he might have been all in. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more digging because of how this wacky scoreboard is, but that might have been a completely all-in play based on what he had, but was really keyed around the 4. Had an 8-9 with the 4 double going into race 5 for $150, and that came back almost 8,000, 7,990 and 50 cents. Keyed around a try 3-4 with 3-4. It looks like then 2-6. Basically, he hit the try. Okay. It came back 2,100. I'm not going to bore you guys. Came back at 2,136. Boxed 3-4 exacta for 100. That came back 27.95. Had 56 to win on the 4. Love to see a win bet because all else fails. At least you have that. The 4, just as a reminder, was 8-1. So it was a really solid square number. So $56 win bet. That came back 537. It had another exacta as well. So all in all, a $220 exacta for just shy of 3,000. Like I said, I had to do a little bit of digging, but I think at that point,
looking at it, he's pretty close. I was able to find your tweet and put it up there. So yeah, he was in for 500 and some odd. Yeah. And he hit for 8, 10, 12, 13.5. Yeah. So with that double, yeah, he's probably all in.
So going into race 5, he was at 21.76.
Yeah. So yeah, he would have definitely been all in then, because yeah, he was in 5. Maybe close. Let's say he was close to all in, if not all. I mean, just based on the number, his winnings here, it looks like that adds up to basically what he had, more or less. Then you add in the double and with 4,900, yeah, that's pretty close. I pull my calculator out. We can do some real math, but
yeah, I don't want to bore anybody, but
yeah.
like, yeah, to go from, and we think about this too, like a lot of players do push all in, which I think is probably right. We'll talk about some of the other players in the top 5 who have done that in various combinations, but even in the scenario that you don't, so 5,000 is starting bankroll for today's tournament, correct? So
3,500.
Oh, right. I'm like 5,000 is the total. Okay. Yep. So 3,500 is your starting.
Yep.
So to drop down to 2,100, as long, and your big opinions coming in, once you see it and you play it, you can be right back in the mix. Now, I don't think 19 is a great score, but
not to win.
Not to win. Correct. So, but yeah, I mean, he's going to have to kind of figure out a game theory at this point, as far as like, sit and wait. Other people are making moves. I mean, every race we've got somebody making moves. I know we can jump to Paul because Paul's big move was there in race 6.
Yeah. And Paul, we don't see Paul much on TwinSpires tournaments, but he plays a lot of tournaments in Express Bet. As you can see, he's playing it there. And he's a good player and hit well here. So he hit an exacta cold, missed the box because he kind of went back with the 1, and then he'd come back with the 3 over the 1-2. But clearly his opinion was the 3 because he had a double life to it. He had multiple doubles life to it, and then he also hit 3 doubles, and then half of his exactas went through the 3, winning that race. So he hit for a pretty good score there, and looks like he's all in. Maybe 1636.
Yeah, I guess that's the best way is to like add up and then subtract.
Yeah,
like what does he have now, and what remaining cash was out there?
So 36 and 4. Yeah, so he's pretty close to all in there.
Yeah. So awesome. And then just in terms of like the outcome of race 6, the winner of that race was 6-1, and some drama, broke slow, so I had to wait for it, but there were 2 horses that were short prices, so to kind of run down the chalk in there, make it count was pretty fun. Cool. And then who's sitting in 3rd right now? I think we've got time to go through the top 5 because we're at 5 minutes to race 7, and they give us plenty of time before they update the leaderboard. Yes. So
he didn't play anything, though. It says he jumped 246 spots. So the best technology in the world is he played something and he hit, but we're not sure what it is quite yet.
Well, yeah, this has been kind of annoying. I might have posted it on my tweets.
Okay. I'll take a look while you talk.
Yeah, the Keeneland, the ones that say Keeneland on site, the people that are playing on track, it's all sorts of off, right? I posted the one earlier from, was it Doug Bradar, who had like $800 in win bets and it was showing 0, and I'm like, it's like that moment where you're like, what race was I watching? Like, because I'm pretty sure the 9 won, right? And I have to like go back and be like, wait, no, this horse won. And then I noticed that on a few others that it was the Keeneland on-sites were off, which we've seen in the past. We saw that at Oaklawn, where all of a sudden somebody moves up, something stupid. So yeah, that's kind of the case. But did I end up posting it? I feel like
I don't see it, but I'm gonna look real quick because it's in the replies. So I'm slowly scrolling through here.
He was okay. Yeah, that was that. This is why I was telling Nick why I took so many screenshots, because once after that race is over, they clear the deck. It's not like at TwinSpires where you can go back through and look at and see what everybody had. So I'm like taking screenshots like a lunatic, like trying to see. But you know what? I think it was in that last race and it hasn't shown up because the leaderboard prior to that had Andy in first at 15-218, had Christian Helmers in second. Yep. Yeah. That was before, so he wasn't there. So he played something, even though it's showing up as no bets in that last race. So
yeah. And what I think it is with the on-site one, I'm pretty sure what it is that because they run it through the card, it takes longer to process. So I believe eventually it'll show up, prior to the next race. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that because I'm sure Brad Anderson's going to have the same thing. So, but they do eventually show up because the one you'd posted his bets did show up eventually. So we were able to grab them prior to the next race, but it's like 2 or 3 minutes to post, and that's sort of you get kind of stuck there. So one of those fun things we could maybe look at. Maybe we'll miss some of them, and that is kind of. I mean, especially towards the end when people are going all in, it'll just be like we don't really know what they were doing in race 8 to 9 unless we go through what ended up being what. How many people even joined this thing? There's a whole bunch.
There's a lot of people in today's game. It's
so.
And players
285 left with at least 49 cents. Our friend Eddie O is almost out. But then you got a huge list here of everybody who's out currently.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll go back up to the top and stick to these ones just because it's the place we'll start, and we'll kind of go from there. Christian Helmers didn't play. Oh, he played just a minimum. Because the minimums is it 400 for a minimum? I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense because I've seen enough 400s on there. So he just played a minimum and missed, but he's still at 10,690. Last year the winner was about, I want to say it was 65 is sort of the number that I remember it being, in that 60 to 70,000 range. Does that seem right to you? Do you remember?
I don't remember at all.
Okay. I will look that up and we'll go back to that at some point. But I know what's his name, the guy that does the podcast or YouTube with Howard a couple years ago was at 65, and he beat Mike Somich, who ended up at like 60, and Mike was all pissed about it. So that's, for whatever reason, that's the number I remember. Maybe it was just that one time, but I mean, that's 20x. That feels too much.
That seems like a lot. Was it the same? I just looked at, just so we have all the specifics here, because I misspoke earlier. So just to clear this out, it's $3,500 total buy-in. 25 is your bankroll, 1,000 to the prize pool. And then it's 400 for minimums for 5 races.
And you got to play your whole bankroll on top.
And you have to play your whole bankroll.
Okay. So
yeah,
pretty typical, but a little bit goofy with that 400. So, well, I guess it's not, because 4 times 5 is 2,000. So it leaves the 500 of not needing to be in those minimums. So I don't know that I like that so much. It just feels like if you're doing that, just make it 500 for minimums. But I don't know. It is what it is. I'm sure they've just had this this layout and this format for so long that they've probably just decided that they'll just keep it. They also no show bets because they have the on-track show bonus. And so players on track would get a higher payout than the online players. I still feel like, I know it's like not good for players that are online, but like, I don't know, are you going to get that much more? I don't remember what the like on track versus online is, but like maybe it encourages people to show up to the track. And I know that's like someone who, like me, who lives in California, like, no, that's not fair. But also like, I don't know, it feels like an advantage that you get for showing up to the track.
Yeah. And they've got a good turnout as far as like the news for the Keeneland on-site. And it seems like there's a lot of Chicago people who made the drive or made the fly. I don't know, one or the other, but there's a lot of Chicago people that are Keeneland on site right now.
You Chicago people always know all the other Chicago people. I couldn't tell you one person. I can tell you one person in Sacramento who plays horses, and other than that, like, you Chicago people are like, yeah, I know like 17 people that are on site today, and 100 people that are like filling the leaderboards. Maybe it's because Chicago's better than Sacramento, but details.
Maybe you just need to go outside and touch some grass, meet some folks.
There was 0 people from Sacramento at the NHC, and none from any of the outlying communities. I was the solo Sacramento representative. So I did my job. The rest of them, not so much.
You got to hold it down for the Golden State.
Anybody else who you wanted to point out? I know you posted about Jonathan Kinchin doing Jonathan Kinchin things, which was was he all in on his double chalk?
Yeah, he was all in on his double on both entries. So one was, and the one that he cashed on was actually what looked to be his kind of backup, because I don't know if you want to pull that one up as well. I actually posted both his entries kind of side by side so that you could see the strategy.
Yep. So he went 7-8 for 1250 and 7-9 for 1250, and that was the one that he did catch. that paid
Yeah.
94.6250.
But then his other, so
And
then
then
he,
was 7-8 was all in.
wait, what was the other one? 8-7? No,
7-8.
7-8. Yeah. So
Yep.
7-8 looks like the main opinion.
Yep.
So he had that most, and then it looked like that was, you know, a backup, which is a great play, right? Like
Yep.
you're going to move up one, you're going to move up the other. Okay, this combination's not impossible. And since I'm, you know, making moves, I might as well cover, and, you know, it worked out in that case. So
Yep.
yeah,
So in race
I
seven-
like that play from him, honestly. I think it's very smart.
Yeah, the 7 was kind of an unbeatable one. Unfortunately, I know my friend Dr. Tang was had a large double to the 6 here, and at the top of the stretch, he texted something that was danger or happy. He seemed happy about it, but I think he also mistyped. And then so because the 7 ended up running away from it, so I went and looked. I was like, I think he meant to say "dang it" first, and it autocorrect to danger. So I don't know. We'll see.
Danger kind of works too. He's like, oh no, danger! It's coming. Here comes the 7. Yeah.
And so that double he had, that Jonathan had, 7-8 was paying 22 to 1, and the 8 and the 9 was paying 45 to 1. So yeah, he was definitely playing for the 8 in race 4, which ended up being the 9 ended up winning, and that one paid $7.57. So he hit that one for 12.5 there. So you know, that I know that's how he's played the BCBC when he ran second a couple years in a row. So he's definitely, you know, the typical players that we see in the tournaments where they're just all in on chalk type of thing and hoping to get 5-6 to 1. In that case, he got almost 8 to 1. So not a bad play for him.
Let's see. And who, let's look at Phil and Anthony, and then also Kevin Willett as well. So,
okay. So Phil played for 270. So you assume he has
maybe
played something in the race before. Maybe he has a double going, because this is end of race 6. So this double was race 5. So in theory, his race 5, he had $280, and then this exact, it was race 6. So assume that he has 250 in doubles going forward.
And the reason Nick is saying assume is so that those races hit that $400 minimum, which makes sense, right?
Yeah. And in race 6, he had, it looks like he had, did we just miss a race?
Oh, it just went off. It's 9-5 over 17 to 1 over 4 to 1. But I do want to check on the mystery player if that popped up.
Yes.
Before it's we got to catch the window. Yeah, the window.
Let me refresh it just in case. Nope. So Brad didn't play. But it wasn't him. Yeah, it was this guy. Nope. So we'll never know what Rich Pulowski did.
We'll never know. Yeah.
So if you're Rich Pulowski or you know Rich Pulowski, let us
give us some insight.
Give us some screenshots.
Yeah.
Or I'll even believe a comment. Like, it's in the YouTube comments. It's got to be real. Like, nobody lies in YouTube comments.
Right.
So that was, you said it was, I was just looking at 7 over 1 here.
Yeah. So one had a like a lone lead, kind of spaced out the field, and then the 7 caught him at the wire. 7, 1, and 2, all 3 were together at the wire there.
Okay. So with the, I'm going to turn this video off real quick. So race 6, we had a 3-1. So it was a bigger price who ended up paying $14. So you kind of assume that we won't have a whole lot of doubles going this way in the middle of the contest. That's not typically what we see. We also don't normally see contests with this many players. So maybe this was the spot that people were in. This 7 was, I don't know. I didn't like the 6 or the 7 in this race. I was going to be playing the 1 and the 2. I really had the thing for the 1 based on that race they'd been running at Turfway, my favorite place in the world. And I didn't realize that Luis Saez came on board, so even better.
That was
So,
late change.
yeah. So I'm going to throw up, even though the race is done, we can still talk a little bit about this race. And since we have 20 minutes till they update it, I wouldn't expect the one to be on the lead, though not impossible. I'm going to show the optics because
I
you're
mean,
here and you can't tell me not to. Well, I guess you could.
yeah,
tell me
no,
not
go
to.
ahead, Bushel. But I mean, it's kind of tricky because you don't have surface distance, and coming out of the sprints,
Mhm.
they probably figured as much. Like, hey, we have the rail, we're coming out of sprints, like,
Yep.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's like
absolutely.
you wouldn't expect it, but at the same time, you kind of expect it. So
Yeah.
So a little teaser with this note. We're gonna put a pin in this thought, and we might come back to it later in the week. I say no more. I say no more.
Now you've even confused me, which is good. So now I'll be
No.
DMing
You
you.
know,
saying, hey,
you know what we're doing. You know what we're doing later in the week in terms of horses that are breaking from the inside.
I understand now.
Okay.
say it more obvious for me so that everybody understands.
Cool. All right, cool.
So with this, I mean, okay, we'll go back to prices real quick. I do like being able to just look at the prices as opposed to me trying to read them out loud. That Exacta, I don't know. That Exacta seems very hittable, and the Trifecta seems very hittable. That 2 was, I had the 1 and the 2 were my 2. Like, these would be ones that would make sense. And I know I heard enough podcasts and YouTubes of people on that too. So I'm not surprised if that's a hit type of play there. When what we can do is I will pull up the.
And then when you see the outcome, it's like you can't get any closer than 1-2. Like the 7. I mean, the 7 was logical. No.
Oh yeah, I mean the 7 was very logical. So what we can actually do is look at this is a feeder. It had 46 people in it, so we're going to end up with 5 entries over at TwinSpires. And because these update so quickly, I think it may give us a little bit of an idea of what people were playing. Much different tournament, much different ideas of how what the totals you're going to need, but also if we see people playing, it may point some things out. And Frank Barros missed there, and I'll look at one other one. Ooh, I also have to play Oakland, so at some point remind me that I have to look at Oakland because I joined.
They're coming up.
Okay, well,
if you need to, what do you?
It's just the cash tournament, but
okay.
Still gonna play it.
You got 6 minutes.
Okay.
Sorry, 9 minutes.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so that one I'll look at, and we'll talk. I mean, we can only talk this leaderboard for so long before we're just talking about nothing. So at some point we'll move on to other more important and fun things.
Yeah, and I've screenshot a lot. I think sometimes a lot of the, and we'll notice this too, especially as we get closer to the end. But like a lot of the action is people that go bust. In terms of like making what types of plays they're making. I mean, Karl Broberg, who was up in the lead early on, I think after race 2 or 3, right?
He was up. Yeah, he was in that range for sure.
Oh, where is he still up there? I think he's got 2, right? Yeah, so he's in 10th right now at 77.20. But on his other entry, that one just went out and was kind of all in on the other entry, which is down on the bottom, 286, right by friend of the show, Dr. Tang, who was Carl. I'm sorry. Wait, now I clicked on the wrong person. Sorry, Clay. No, both. Okay, yep. Clay Sanders and Karl Broberg have been like
right next
the
to each other.
Thing. I've never seen them both in the same room at this point. But Karl Broberg ended up playing keying around the 2 in terms of doubles and the Exacta, going out there, and just easy math on that one, 2,500. Clay Sanders 2, who was dead heat with Karl Broberg on his other entry, was all out in there. Just another one that's just like same idea. Ended up betting the 2 to win, combinations around the 2, but it looks like all in-ish.
I mean, he's out, so I'm going to go with yes.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like he had played. I meant, yes, he's like all in, but I think he had played something else on there earlier just to.
Well, no, not on this one at least, because the Karl Broberg 2 was $2,500 in race 5.
Yeah, but the Clay Sanders too looked like it had something because otherwise his numbers didn't add up to 2,500.
Yes, 8, 9. Yes, he's at 2619 there. So
Yeah.
he was
He had
interesting.
played maybe a show bet or something in there.
Yeah. Interesting. So yeah, that'll be the one problem that we're going to run into here, and it is what it is. The I don't love this tournament leaderboard, but I do like that we can combine multiple sites and on-site and all of those things, so we do get a huge number of players here. So it's 285. Sorry.
Well, here's another one that like is weird, right? So look at David Portnoy 2 is another 286er. But that one's showing 2,000 to win on the 7 and winnings are 0.
That was race 5.
Oh, right. It hasn't updated from this current. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then that's less confusing. But see, when this leaderboard does that, I'm like,
yep.
Did he just hit? And like it's doing the thing? Okay. All right. Yeah, so he's out.
Yes, and that was race. Right, we were race 5 into race 6. Yeah, no, that was after race 6. So that was race 6, which was the 3. So still not the 7, but
okay.
Yes. Yep. So still right, but also it's just delayed enough. And looking on your phone and then looking at pictures and then also looking at mine is going to make it extra fun to try and keep you on keeping you on your toes of knowing what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So let's look at race 8 while we wait for that leaderboard to open up. Or to update.
Don't forget your Oaklawn play because you got 4 minutes. Okay.
I don't think I'm going to play anything here, but
okay. Yeah. Well, at least if no play is still play, so if that's your decision.
Yes. Well, we'll look at that. Did you look at Keeneland at all this week?
Yeah.
Okay. I did my best not to. I was going to play that pick 6, and I remembered and reminded myself that I'm not allowed to play pick 6s because I'm not going to hit it. So it's silly to even try, even when it's a plus EV bet. So there you go. So I have the plot pulled up. If you want to go over this race, it's a maiden special for 3-year-old fillies going 7 furlongs on the dirt. So we started with I thought, if not the second most complicated race in this late pick 6. So we'll go with this and make you talk about it because you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, in this race, I've talked about this before, but I think having an approach in these type of maiden special weight races, especially one that looks like this, at least have a process, right? Like start with what you know, right? You have the group of horses that have run, so start your analysis there, right? Look at those horses, look at today's condition. Does anybody fit? If they don't, then you're deciding between first-time starters, right? A new face. Now, in terms of the horses that have run, it is tricky. They're coming kind of from all over in here, right? And the 3 is your current favorite right now, who seems obvious, like in that role, should have a pace advantage, has a good speed figure, makes a lot of sense. But I did just notice one thing.
Okay.
This is fillies. Remember with the whole Chad Brown first time starting angle at Tampa? So if this horse did run their race first out, they probably have to duplicate it here, but I wouldn't say the horse has a lot of upside. Now, with that said, if they do duplicate that number, they could still probably be, pretty tough in here. The 12 is kind of the other one in terms of the horses that have run that kind of caught my eye. And again, the note, it's a good note. It's a good number. It's a strong race, much higher race par than today, earned a B. So a winning type effort for the level. It does say stretch, but, coming back at 7 furlongs.
First off the layoff.
Yeah, it's probably fine. If not, we'll wait at Churchill to see the horse go 2 turns. But I thought that effort was good. And also moves, rail to outside. It's probably okay for a horse that stretched. So in terms of the horses that have run, I could probably go, again, I wouldn't love the 3, but not super against. It's probably a little bit more open. I think everybody else of the first time starters is kind of tossy. What is this? I guess the 1's okay.
The one was the one that I was making a bit of a case for, and again, because I'm a sucker for Turfway.
Yeah.
That race was
Kinda flow.
fine.
Yeah, it's kind of flow aided.
Yeah,
I do like that, slightly higher race par, had trouble at the start, and then kind of flow aided isn't great, especially with the rail.
Yep.
But was one of the few 2-year or 3-year-olds that was in against older in there. So I think that horse is okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be against. Looks like the 5 is okay as well.
Yeah, ran a good enough race at Fairgrounds, and so one of the beauties of this Keeneland meet is you get all of these horses coming together, and Ed DeRosa stating how you can't win at Turfway horses aren't winning, and then they go on to win 5 races yesterday. So I'm sure I didn't get to see any of his tweets today, but now I'm sure it's saying how it's plus ROI, betting just straight Turfway horses coming, last start Turfway now are plus ROI at Keeneland, because as it turns out, when you race for 4 days, it doesn't take much to flip the ROI.
And the thing is like things like that are changing, right? Like Turfway's purses are higher, right? Like have Turfway maiden special weight races in the past been $100,000 maiden races?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean,
last year maybe, but not the year before for sure.
Right, like things are changing. Like people are putting different stock in certain places, and so and like in the past, like historically, they probably haven't done that well. It's just different, or they're tired coming off a long meet, but it's always situational, as we say. And as soon as that's what we're talking about. Like, I've shown you like a few like. The hot streak, cold streak, like as soon as you start to see something like change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to get on it, right? Because once those stats come live, right? Like, if all the Turfway horses do great this year, then maybe they're overbet next time. And if you start to see early on, like, or next spring, right? We won't see them in the fall, but in next spring, like if they start getting overbet, because people are like Turfway shippers are just killing it at Keeneland in the spring, and they're not running. You pivot, right? Like you can create opportunities. So it's again, it's like being ahead of that and kind of trying to get an understanding. So they're going to get there. Did we get an update?
Let's see.
I would hope so. I would hope so.
Yep, it's there.
Yeah.
So Christian Helmers moves up to 30,000 with a all-in win bet on the 7. So he bet almost 11 grand to get to 30. So he's put himself into a winning position. I mean, he's 10x'd already with 4 races to go. So you kind of figure he's in that spot of show or place betting out, I would think. I'm going to find the leaderboard from last year, but all in, I mean, he was in a good spot, right? Because he was at 10,690. So he was in that top 10 for sure.
He was sitting in 4th going
he was
into that.
4th and all in on a 7. Wow. What a bet. Yeah. Nice job, Christian Helmers.
Yeah. And with the racing luck, right? I mean, you didn't see it, right? Or did you see it on the replay? I did not see it, no. Yeah. All 3 were together at the wire. So, wow. Yeah, again, going to make you sweat. The other move, we have Brett Wiener 2 moving. But not because he didn't make bets in that race.
But he didn't win either.
So he cashed in the other race and it just didn't update. Jim Goodman, you're not going to like your DMs, buddy, because I'm coming for you.
Yeah. So what did he do? Do you know?
We don't know. I have no idea because it never showed up.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Rich Paulowski. We'll never know because it's showing now, but clearly that's not what brought him up.
We missed. Yeah. So after race 6, they both hit something in race 6 that we'll just never know. But he just jumped 12 spots, so we should see it here. But I guess what you're saying is race 6, we don't know what he did. So maybe he had a double race 6 to race 7. No, because that should be these ones here.
He had 6,392. Wait, was this it?
Us starting math is going to be fun for everybody.
So, okay.
No,
so
but
I haven't. Okay, yeah. This is how stupid this is. I have 2 devices. Okay. the tablet has the current update. The phone has the prior to the current update. So now
best technology. Horse racing's best technology.
So now I'm like trying to
So what did you have?
Sherlock Holmes my way through this leaderboard.
Well, now I'm going to believe what you're saying because I thought you were just looking at screenshots and trying to figure out. But now at least I know that you're.
I have those too. It's a whole process because eventually, I'm not bringing out a fourth computer to try to figure out what the F is going on here. But yeah, prior to that, so he had let's see, double 4-5 with 3-6
after race 5 or after race 6.
It's showing after what just went off.
That was race 7 that just finished.
So that would have been race 5 to race 6. Is that what connected?
This is race 6, so that's race 7.
Yeah, so 4-5 to 3-6.
3. Okay, so race 5 was the 4, which was 1918.
Okay.
And then race 6 was the 3, that was 1448.
Okay, so what did that double? So he had
82.86.
Okay, so he had that 100 times.
Okay. Also a nice play.
Oh, right. Is that right?
Yeah.
He was 2 by 2, and the bet total was 400.
Yep. So that's exactly it. And he ended up with 82.86. So yeah, that would be. He was all in on a double with longer shots, right? So the 3 was 6-1, and the 4 was 8-1. So an 8-1 to a 6-1 that paid 82-1. Eat that, CWs.
And the phone just updated automatically, no. So we lost.
We'll never know.
Good thing we did that in the meantime, in the short term, because it's gone forever. Oh God!
All right. So then we'll do a quick look at anybody else, and then I'll also scroll down here to see if we had anybody that fell out. I'll look more for the big jumps because he's like -2, -3 just means that these are the people that jumped them a little bit. Ted Apple that sounds like the CEO of Apple. Was double 1-3 with 7-8. Yes. I'm gonna go with that because that's what I lost it. Ted Apple. $400, so $100 double 1-3 with 7-8 paid $30.82. $100 double, $30.82. Nailed it. Like when they do $100 once, makes it easy. So he's up to 78.26. Steven Zaire, our friend over at Twin Spires, had a all-in win bet. So he had hit something because he's at 25.20, so a show bet or place bet, or maybe missed something and hit something later. Was all in on that 7, and he hit for 7,100. And Chad Gray jumps up a couple of spots, $14.50 to win, pays $40.89. And James Metzger, $400 win bet missed, but he jumped up, so he's got something that we missed. He's also on site, so assume that's what the issue was.
Yeah.
And then our friend, the legend, Douglas Otani.
Yeah.
Doing Douglas Otani.
One of my goats. One of my goats.
All right, so these lines and these slashes are going to ruin me for today.
Yeah.
I'm guessing 6-7 with 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 9 with 2, 6, 7. Yes. And it was what ended up coming in here. God, this is going to be fun. 7 with 1, 2. So 7 with 1, 2 hit there and there. So boy, oh boy, a $400 trifecta, $160 trifecta, $160 trifecta, and a $200 trifecta. Douglas Otani doing Douglas Otani thing.
Yeah, so he's the one that hit was 2 by 5 by 5, and then go back 2 by 5 by 5, and the other one was 2 by 5 by 3.
Right.
So I guess we just have to work backwards. Like, what did that try pay, and then divide by whatever. 21
Trifecta was 105.11, and the pennies
for 50
really
cents.
Yeah.
So 210 for a buck.
No, 105. Yeah, for 50 cents. Yeah, yes.
So 210. So he hit it 100 times, right?
Okay. and if not close enough, if you can figure it out,
yes, wait, is that right?
yeah,
So
because
it was 110 for a buck.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 210 for a buck. So we hit it 50 times, 50 on each, right?
Let's go with yes.
We're going with yes.
We're going
either
with
yes. He's going to grind away.
He has got himself a whole bunch of bankroll. I can see these trifectas at the end from him. He's a fun one. So again, I'm just going to scroll down some of these misses just because I want to get to the big misses at the bottom.
Yeah, there's a couple. Howard Kravitz has doubles, but it's so funny the way that it's like written. No, this other one. It's got to be his other one. It's a 272. He's got $32. So his other entry. Yeah.
Douglas Ohtani.
He just has like rebet. Yeah, some but a lot of combinations there. 2-6 doubles a lot of times, and then some like 7-7s and then some 2-7s.
There's no way they limit it to $100 bet.
He could have easily done like $1,000 double, but he just did like rebet.
He just likes to fuck with people. I like it, Howard. I actually respect the fact that he's taking up the whole screen to see what he's doing.
Yeah, you just gotta scroll.
And
then there was somebody else who was right around Stephen Wells. Also, we lost, but friend of the leaderboard. Stephen Wells was all in there as well.
2-7 with the 6, right?
Yeah,
because he had the 6 to win.
Yeah,
here.
six didn't do anything, but yeah, it was all in there. Another Keeneland on site, unless that was the prior rate. But
no, I'm thinking that looks right.
Yeah,
Keeneland on site looks like it's updated correct now. So let's see if we have anybody else. I'm just gonna scroll up semi-quick. Rich Averill did sort of the same thing, but he was 1,516, almost $1,700 win bet on the 6. Plus, he had some exactas with the 6.
Let's see what's up with that.
So he had a double all to the 6.
Oh,
so he
okay.
was all over that 6.
That makes sense. That makes sense. that makes sense. The 6, who was 2-1, was the morning line favorite. Okay, yeah, so that makes sense. A very weak favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was the one favorite that I was more against than most.
Than the 7. Yeah, the 7 made more sense than the 6.
The other thing, just because I saw his name, somehow John Gaspar already has 2 NHC seats. I didn't know that you could have qualified twice already. It's April, so good job, John. I'm gonna have to harass him, but
it's possible with first chance,
player.
last chance, or
he didn't get one there. I think it's all been on horse player. I don't think so. Maybe it was. I don't know. I'm gonna. Maybe it was because you could get one. I don't think you did. But anyways, I haven't even played one NHC tournament. Like I'm all looking forward to the Preakness preview next week. So I'm like, oh look, I can get one. And he already has 2, so I'm gonna see if he can like.
I was wondering. I was like, why do you guys get those fancy little?
Yeah.
You get those fancy little horses.
David Nichols also has 2, so those guys got to go outside more.
Yeah, they sit at the same table, so they're. And they're definitely sitting at the same table next year because got the horsies.
So Dave dropped 92 spots with a exacta.
Okay. Barry Barrios, one of my other goats.
He had a place bet on the 6.
Struggling.
Okay. Anybody else? John Gaspar dropped 21. Okay, so he was
had a 7-3 double.
Yeah, the minus 21 got me because I'm like, oh man, what a jump! But it's just because he already lost some money, so now $400 is going to move you quite a bit. So probably I should just keep moving through because otherwise we're going to be here all afternoon looking at one race that while important, I don't think is going to make or break the tournament currently.
No.
There are 4 races left, and this one goes off in a minute. So we will pull this one back up. I'm definitely not showing it. Definitely not allowed. So you were kind of not on anyone, not against the favorite as much as it was.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like you asking me, like if I had looked at Keeneland, like
Yeah.
I didn't look enough at the first time starters in here at that point. So just kind of showing in terms of process, like 12 is getting bet, 3 is getting bet. I would probably, if I were playing this, I would have looked at the first time starters, and let's just assume just right now, like I didn't like any of them. This would probably be a pass.
Yeah.
And if I did, I would consider playing them. Maybe King, I'd probably, I guess just depending on what I saw that I liked.
Where you were sitting in,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
the
big
thing. Isn't exciting at a short price, but no. I just don't hate it enough. And the same thing with the 12. Like, I think that horse had to pick between the two. I'd probably swing with the 12, but if my decision is that, I would just be passing.
Yeah, that was, I mean, the 12, I thought was going to be over bet. I figured the 8-1 was a bit of a reach, but also there was 12 horses, and what are you going to do with half of them? Because you're kind of just guessing.
Yeah.
So the 4 was a little interesting. I don't watch workouts because they don't mean anything other than the 1 week that everybody watches workout and becomes a workout expert. But I saw it, I was like, looks like a horse that runs fast. But the 4 was interesting. They have a win ladder thing at Twin Spires. I think I'm too late, but maybe not. I think I may have hit one earlier. So I played the 1. I really liked the 1's. Didn't really like. I thought the 1's race at Turfway was good.
He's showing it. Just the race.
What are you talking about? Nothing going on. What I've been told is that if you don't make the full screen and you don't have the like announcer, like nobody knows because it's like so hard to understand what's happening. So that's why.
Oh, right. The algorithm can't pick it up.
Yeah, they don't know what's going on because it's you and I just talking and we're looking and look, we're watching the video game.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if that's true or not. It's probably what they tell you. So they're like, yeah, you idiots. If you do that, then we catch you extra because then you're. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, come for us.
Yeah, I mean, all right. You can take my YouTube channel that has some pictures, like videos of my children from 2010. All right. I have backups of those suckers.
All right.
That would be sad if I wouldn't be able to comment on YouTube. That would be actually like.
Oh, are you big reply guy
on the live? It's like.
Oh yeah. That's true. I have seen you in there.
Obviously. Yeah, my one's doing no running.
It's
all right, but the first time starters 10 and 11 are both first time starters, I believe. Got a 6-1 and a 12-1.
They're both first time starters, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, 10's coming back.
10, 11, yeah.
10, 11.
That makes sense.
So with that, a 10, 11 exacta was going to pay 77-1. So would be interesting if anybody has that for much, if at all. That just feels like one that's not going to be played in a contest like this. Now, bigger contest, more people, plenty of people watch workouts and have opinions in these races. So maybe somebody does. I'm going to say probably not.
I know one person played the race.
Okay.
I know one person played the race.
And then we have. I mean,
we'll just have to click and see what Douglas Otani did, but we know he played the race.
Cheating. So I would say that the 10 was third choice in the double.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And third choice in the pick 3. So definitely a one that someone may be on. I mean, 6-1 morning line going off at 6-1. Oh, it's Will Walden. Of course it won. He doesn't ever lose. You know what we're going to do real quick, because I did this the other day and it made me happy. So no longer will have an ROI of -1 at Keeneland this meet, but if you get rid of Keeneland and you just pick
did you change the jockey too?
No. Okay. I just like to look at him because he's so good.
No, yeah, but so you cleared the jockey from that?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because if you just click the trainer, it just shows up with that.
Oh, got it. Okay. All right. I didn't see.
So this year, if you just bet him every horse he's entered in 2026, you've made money. So
look at that.
Yeah, and I know
now you've made a little more.
Yeah. though he may have lost earlier in race 2. So, but 6-1 is going to make up for that. So, anyways, yeah, I know our Chris Larmy had posted at one point that you could bet Will Walden since his first start, and he was positive ROI, which is what made me even aware of that was a fact that he would be doing. So lots of fun to see that. He's fun. So we'll look for this to update in probably a little bit. I always look for Tony because he is the savior that is
the goat of goats.
Yeah. All right, so we'll wait for that one. Let's look at this next race. This one felt like a great race with the 7 and 8, and then the 7 and 8 scratched. So now it's a great betting race. And I don't know if there's any good horses in here, but that's okay because, we all deserve grade 1s. Why not?
This race looks like it should fall apart.
Agreed.
I mean, the 9 and the 10, the 9 had, just looking at the notes, right? Easy lead, lone, perfect. I mean, and with today's race shape, it's like you have the fire and you have the high contention rating, half the horses above the par line, and all of those horses are circles. Is 6 a circle? 6 might be a little baby square.
Little baby square. Little baby. I'm going to point at my screen like you can see me pointing. Little square on the surface distance and little circle in standard. So
mostly circles above the par line. So those are all horses that are going to kind of be not only just not necessarily being on the lead. I think the 9 and the 10 will probably be in that role, especially because they're on the outside. But the 1, 4, and 6 just have enough tactical speed to just kind of keep that early pace honest from that perspective. And so it should just set up for a closer. It should set up 2, 3, 5, and I'd just kind of start there in terms of that. Is that sort of where you went?
Basically, and I didn't throw the 5 out. I threw the 5 out when the 7 and the 8 were in the race because I thought the 7 and the 8 were going to be too good for the 5 coming off of this layoff. Now with the layoff, I don't know that it's going to make as big of a difference because I don't know that the rest of the field is going to be as good. But the layoff doesn't scare me, but like the last race at Keeneland, kind of doing the same thing, wasn't great.
But it was just a different part of the form cycle, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Had kind of like run the races, but I mean, you can, had kind of run the races at that point, the layoff that followed. I wouldn't hold that, especially with the note, right? It's still a B-. It's still a pretty good race, all things considered. The top 6 within a length of the wire, had trouble at the start, had tactic minus, back with a Rod Ortiz, who had been aboard in the past. Coming off the layoff into a grade 1, seems like you have the horse ready to go, right? It's not like, oh, let's pick a grade 3 to come back in. Now, with that said, is she a real grade 1 type? Questionable, right? Like, so there could be some weakness there. I mean, even when she did win the grade 1 yielding course, just a game, was 10-1 on that day.
Yep.
So
a very good horse, and probably, I mean, we've looked before, but like Chad Brown, Irad coming back off a layoff, like it's one that you're not terribly concerned off the layoff. I mean, and looking at like they did this last year, but instead of coming back at Keeneland, they went back to Aqueduct and won a grade 3 after a 233-day layoff. So kind of the same thing. This race felt tougher than that race. Now it feels like maybe that's a spot. So, maybe the 5's going to be the favorite. I wouldn't be shocked if the 5 ends up the favorite.
Based on, should be third choice.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, looks like the 10 will be favored, the other Chad Brown. And the 1 is getting that as well.
Interesting. Okay, well now that's a different story. So the 10 is probably the favorite. Yeah, like you said, the 1's probably going to be second, and The 9 will be third. So the 9 and the 5 will be fairly close to one another.
Yeah.
So
What's wrong? What's wrong with the 3? I think
nothing.
the 3 and the 2, I feel like
Yeah.
are the kind of horses that are they just like weaker. I mean, the 3.
They're definitely
The 3 has
not as
the 3
good.
has I don't know. The 3 has strong races in graded stakes company in grade 1. Sorry, she
Yeah.
has a B and a grade 1 in the American Oaks, even though it's a 3rd place finish. And in the Matriarch, a B minus, right? Despite finishing 6th, another one that was like pretty good race. That's a higher race par than today. Yeah, I think the scratch just kind of changed the level of competition a little bit.
Yep.
I think the 3 is fine.
Okay.
Layoff wise this is kind of the timing that they run with her. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think the three fits in terms of class, in terms of speed figures, in terms of running style for today's race shape, in terms of current form. It's like no kind of big layoffs. Has been in Kentucky, has been training in Kentucky since the last 3 works through March. So that's showing intent. Yeah. I think that horse is pretty solid right now, 12 to 1. And I mean, the two is maybe a long shot you use for underneath. I don't see them as a win contender, but the plot seems to think that they can do something in here. Again, maybe more for underneath, but
I've fallen for this idea of layoffs, and so I need to just stop worrying so much about it, because it's like I see the red in the DL, like the days since last race. I'm like, oh, that's a long time. That's gonna be bad. But it's like 4 months, and that's normal nowadays. It's not like that's a huge layoff anymore. So something like that shouldn't be like half of this field is coming in off of a 130 to 190 day layoff. So it's and none of them have raced in the last 60 or 56 days. So it's like they're all taking 8 weeks off. So it's not like there's this like huge like benefit to any of them. Or
I think again, it's all situational, and it's all kind of the individual, right? And there's 2 different ways to look at it. Like dynamic pricing, coming in off the layoff, you can say, oh, they've done this before, as you mentioned, right? Came up similar type layoff, ran a winning race, not like top speed figure or anything, didn't break any land records, but like came in well intended off a layoff.
Yep.
Now, if you go to the 2, it's a horse who's never run off a layoff, right? So it's like in that case, you're like, all right, well that could be a knock, right? You're giving up recency. You're already giving up class. Speed figure wise, definitely started to get faster since they moved to the turf, but this is still a massive step up.
Yeah.
Much higher race par, so it's like with the 2, you're going to have to not only give up recency off the layoff, but you're going to come back and have to run like a race you've never run in your life in order to win. So that's when like I look at the plot in a horse like this and I'm like, they're not good enough to win, but at 38 to 1, if I'm playing exotics, like
right. Probably worth at least throwing in there as a
especially if you're playing for like a little bit of chaos and saying like, can the 10 run out? Can the 9 run out? Like, can the 1 run out? Like, I could see a scenario where either the 1 and the 10 run out.
Yep.
And a scenario where both of them run out,
The scenario for sure, unlikely, but that's why you play it that way, is that you play it for, if they both do, then what happens? Well, then you get a $300 exacta for $1 because you get rid of those 2, though probably not that much, but you know what I mean? It's like you get paid a whole bunch of money when you get those 2 more logical types out of the exacta, and definitely out of the trifecta. And even if you get one of them out, you're probably fine.
Yeah.
I had landed on the 1 and the 3 outside of the 7. I thought the 7 was going to just crush this field. So I don't know that I'm sad about it, because she was going to be 5 to 2, and I don't know, not that great. But I think it was all the things that we basically went over with this 3. My big concern was like coming out of California, which I'm in California as we speak, and I prefer California racing, though I don't ever bet it. I still like it. The turf races always feel a little bit lesser So like all of this is good, like wins and good speed figures and B grades, but like going to fairgrounds and winning listed stakes, now jumping up to the grade 1 made me a little bit nervous. But now I think with what I consider the actual grade 1 horses out, at least one of them, it feels like maybe this is the.
I mean, I hear you, but I think that's also one of those things that like maybe that's changing a little bit, right? Like the American, what freaking race is this? Yeah, the American Oaks grade 1. I mean, the horse she finished behind, if She Feels Pretty, that's not a California horse.
Yeah.
And
she's been good, right? And like winning graded races out in California was like still means they're good, and then going and winning stakes races at fairgrounds is also good. And then you come to this where it's like this is a logical place to go. Like, what else are you gonna do? Like, wait for a grade 2? Like, why wouldn't you do the one thing that she's probably best at, which is going this distance? Never ran a Keeneland.
Going this distance, I think, is kind of the key as well, because it's like she's not quite a miler, and I don't know if there's enough like 9s. Like this feels like it's such a sweet spot for this horse.
That was exactly what my thought was like they left Del Mar in November and came back in January. It's like there's races in Santa Anita right around these times that go, you know, a little bit longer. And they decided, no, we're going to go to $100,000 race and, you know, go 8.5. So I think that may be it. Looking at the 10 now based off of, you know, the scratches, I wasn't against the 10 so much as I'm like, on the 10. She's ran her races and has been good. Like there's no real knock on her other than layoff. She came off the layoff last time, or the last layoff she came off of here, this race at Churchill, and ran fine in the Modesty. So nothing bad.
I don't know. It seems like every race is like has something go right her way. And maybe that happens here, right? You just sit right behind the 9, you get another perfect trip. But like the most recent start in the Matriarch, perfect trip.
Yep.
You know, like came up short like a blanket, was plotty. Tactic Plus free. Flow. You know, like everything's kind of like, look at those race shapes, like very slow, like sitting behind a slow pace.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean she's fine. I think maybe the fact that she is drawn outside of 9 and 1, and you know, maybe that helps in terms of like working out another perfect trip, but like she's not an exciting 3-2 shot to me.
No.
Yeah, and it doesn't scare me at 3-2.
Yeah, and maybe she wins because maybe that's just how this race is going to go, and like that's how this betting goes. But like nothing about this horse is like, oh, you know what I need to do is I really need this horse. I'm going to key this horse in like the rest of my afternoon. If I'm playing the grade 1 gamble, I'm like, oh, that's where I'm going to make my move. It's like, I don't think so. I think this is the horse that you know, if you're going to take somebody on, this feels like the one. The 9 is kind of in that same boat where just like, I thought the 9 prior to the scratches maybe not necessarily loose, but maybe kind of could get loose because they would be 20-1 and just say, all right, just let her go. But like has run in grade 1s, has been fine, right? Has been winning races, the more, you know, a grade 3, winning a listed stake, but gets the easy lead and alone and a perfect and wins, gets a Tactic Plus and wins, right? So when she gets an easy lead, she seems to be able to go. And now it's like, maybe not. So again, I don't know. I gotta look at right here, but I don't think she's one that's like, oh man, I'm super excited to bet her, especially if she's going to be third choice. And currently, what, 8-1? I'm okay at 8-1. I just feel like that may be coming down, but also it's Bill Walden, so it's going to win because he doesn't lose, as it turns out.
Yeah,
it's positive ROI.
We do have a leaderboard update.
All right.
It doesn't look like there's too much shaking to the top 5. Phil, Matt Zad, and Paul Matisse just kind of flip-flop spots because Phil hit a double.
Yeah, so he played it for 2,000 and got 2,900 out of the race, so moves up $976, which, you know, not bad, but also not going to win you this tournament.
Yeah.
And Paul didn't play anything, which makes sense. Then we have a couple of Dan Slattery hit he played the exacta box with for $120 between the two of them. So nice job by him. Plus he has the 4, 10, 11 for another 20. So he hit it pretty good for 10. So yeah, his opinion was the 11 for sure in that race, and he had the 10 as well. So that was. Wish he would have played it for a bit more.
Yeah. Oh,
But
it looks like it's
maybe
a minimum. He just did a minimum bet. That's what he did.
Yeah.
2, 3. Yep. Wait.
He's also close to all in though too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out the old trusty calculator.
I mean, it's
he was close to all in. Yeah, he only had about $1,000 left after that, so he was probably had played maybe a second or his fourth minimum.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, there's a world that maybe there are doubles. Hard to say.
Yeah, doubtful, but yes, always possible. And then Evan Tromer, exacta and trifecta box.
Nice.
Yeah.
10, 11, 12. These the two first-time starters in the 12. Toss the 3. Yep.
Yep. And hit a try box for $50.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, probably just a minimum. So I'm sure Evan's kicking himself for not playing it for more, but also probably played the minimum because he's like, I got to play a minimum. So here, I'll do it here.
But he played over the minimum.
Not much though, right?
Yeah.
Like, I guess he could have done this for, instead of doing it for 100, do it for 75, but it's probably just easier to do it for 100 would be my guess.
He was probably pretty close to all in as well. I bet there's doubles here because that's pretty tight. That's pretty tight. Those 10, 11, 12. That makes me think there's some opinion of that combination in there. I like these two first-time starters, and then this, this one horse that has, of the horses that have experience.
He had 500 left, so yes, I would be willing to bet you're right. He had because Evan's not leaving himself $500, right?
Evan's a good player, yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't do something like that.
Yeah, especially with this race coming up that has some form. Mm-hmm. At least would be looking at it okay, I can. So we'll see. We'll come back around. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
To see what's up.
So these two probably, I'll click on them real quick. Yeah, nothing going on there. Michael Goodridge did kind of the same thing as Evan, but without the try. So he hit the exacta a few times. He also had doubles working, which looked like they were dead because it was a 7 that race before. Mm-hmm. But hit 2 exactas out of his 4. But kind of played them in the same basic way. He had the 3 of those other ones, which missed the board. So yeah, win bet on the more than his minimum, but not interesting. So James Metzger played for 800 instead of for 400. So kind of like to see that, but also kind of play it for more if you're going to play it for more than a minimum. I understand not wanting to play it for all in or push or anything like that, but if you're not playing it for a minimum, play it for a lot or play it for the minimum and not kind of that in between. But he's in 12th, so I should probably shut up and let him do what he's going to do. Jerry Brown, former California governor, I'm sure, hit the exacta for $100 as well. Robert Potter, I thought that was Robert Palmer, but it's Robert Potter. All in, close to all in on that 10 to win.
Yeah.
So he had 600 left. So good for him. I don't know Robert Potter, so
that's one of those that's tricky too, because it's if you're down to $1,500 and you're making a $1,000 win bet,
feel like the double's also there,
or you feel like you just do a $1,500 win bet.
Yeah.
What are you going to save that $500? What are you going to, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That, especially, Christian was already at 30,000 at that point.
Right.
So it's what are you going to do with that $500? I mean,
Hopefully it's live
Obviously,
at a
you're
double.
going to try, but like
Yeah.
trying to turn 500 into 30,000 at least, if not
Yeah.
maybe 50,000. Like
Yeah.
that's tough. So it just seems like in that, putting yourself in that position that if you're not going to do a minimum, then it would make sense to just be like, I'm just going to be all in, and like, we'll go from there.
Yep. And did you see if anybody is out? Did you scroll down to the bottom yet?
Good call. No, I did not.
I'll work my way down there. So we'll just click on some of these names because people who move up big is always kind of fun, but we're getting to that range of like, $500 win bet moves you up 3,500, which, is what you need to do. But also you're kind of in that middle zone that you kind of hope they're playing for bigger. All right. Did you see what he played? Were you looking? Nope. All right. Our boy, Mr. Ohtani.
Oh yeah.
But was it an exacta? Was it a trifecta? Was it a win? Was it a double? This is our over-under game.
Wait, okay. What are the options?
Exacted. Well, one. What's the options for the game? Right, you can play place bet, but
I know. I doubt he did. I doubt in that scenario he did a win bet. I bet he has some I doubt he did double. I bet he has some combinations of exactas or tries. That's my guess.
And he dropped 13 spots, so you know that he's playing in the Ohtani style. Both of them. Exactas and
the champ.
He also hit the trifecta.
I know
and lost 13 spots. So
yes.
If this is the definition. If you're playing a tournament, I can honestly tell you, unless you're Douglas Ohtani, don't play like Douglas Ohtani, because he has, as Emily said, never met a race he doesn't like to bet. Not one. We've never seen him not play a race. I don't believe ever in the 4 months we've been doing this.
I know at least one person's playing.
Yep.
Indeed. Yeah.
So he somehow bet $600, $640, and lost money while hitting a bet. That's
hitting a trifecta. Yeah.
Hitting a trifecta.
Yeah.
With what did that try pay?
What did he? So because he went 4 by 7, 4 by 7 by 7. No, 4 by 7 by 8.
4 by all, I think.
Yeah. And then wheeled it back with the chalk with all.
And that try paid $140 for 50 cents. So he hit it for $1.
Yeah.
So he played a dollar trifecta for $168 and made $80. And this is why you don't play the all button.
Yeah.
Where's ITP to pat me on my back and make me feel good about myself? That's what we need now. Let's see here. We are going to scroll down. Paul Scott made a bit of a move, so he was almost all in. Oh, so he $800 left, played for 500, so probably should have shoved there. See, win place.
Yeah. Again, this is where, especially, you talk about it, right? It's like, you got to look at like what you're playing for and what you have, right? It's 5 races left at that point. Your bankroll is already diminished quite a bit, right? You're in like a third of your bankroll. There's 5 races left. The leader has 30,000. You see a horse that you like, you're like 6-1. And like, what? And you're going to make a bet and you're going to play it. You've committed to like those two things, right? This is the horse I'm going to play. It's again, just like you just back up and say, 5 races left. I have this. I need to get to 30,000. If I bet 500, what does that put me at?
Yep.
Oh, now I'm at 4,100. Wow, that's still pretty far from. I have to just go all in. That's still far from it, but I'm still so much closer. It's just I just don't. People just don't want to be out. That they don't think about that being in the first place, right?
Yeah. Yep. So Tony was down to whatever he was down to because he hit a minimum, made 2,800, which puts him at 4,120. That's, I'll be honest, if Tony's not in on a double, I'd be surprised, because what's the chances that he would leave himself $1,000? maybe he has something else. I mean, he's Tony Izzo, so whatever he's doing, I'm going to say it's right. But
yeah, I mean the fact that it's a minimum, I guess.
could just be that, you know, because that's only his third minimum, so he still has. He's going to something. He's trying to build his bankroll back up because he's going to fire all in to hit something. So let me see what else.
Where's
he has
his other? Where's his other entry? Yeah.
Nowhere. I mean, he well,
It's
not
done?
nowhere. No, he has 1,700. So the other one he was playing. He has two minimums played. Yeah, he has a double because he has two minimums in this this entry. This is 17, and his other one was also at 17, so it was down to 13, and then he hit this win bet. So the Tony's 02 is the one that I would be looking for at the top of the leaderboard.
Interesting.
Here.
Look at
That
this.
would be my guess, but let me see, because it was and Will Pay's worst will pay for a double is $26. So 1,700 times 26 would put him, I bet, right around 30 grand. Be willing to bet? 44,000. I would be surprised if Tony isn't all in on a double to the 1 and the 10, or whichever ones he likes. You know, probably not the favorites, because he doesn't always play favorites. He actually plays whatever his computer tells him to play. But all right, anybody else we want to look at here real quick? We got 3 minutes. Video makes it easier because we can just go and click on things. We don't have to read out numbers and I get confused. Now I can just make you look at the numbers and go from there. Yeah. Well, so like Jose Santos, I like this because he was done. So he picked one that he liked, and now he's at 2,800. So not by any stretch winning the contest, but also not losing the contest.
No.
So like he put, 2020 puts you at a number that you can actually double up and double, like 2 to 1 over 2 to 1.
Or even at this point, even if you're like, you know what, it's just not, that's it. I don't think he'd do that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
For 3,500, you're like, small little baby loss.
Yeah. And if you win your way in, or you're already there, and like he's on site, so he was like, I'm going to play $3,500 anyway. So all right, I'm up to 2,820. Let me look at this real quick. I had made notes about our friend Howard because he was doing a show about this pick 5 while also saying he didn't want to give out his picks. And I was just kind of like, okay, all right, he's good. I have a feel he's fine. There are times that he says things that's just like, I'm not going to give him my picks. And it's like, well, but you hated this race, and then you played the race. So anyways, maybe it changed his other, like there was enough scratches today that it's hard to get too excited. My mother-in-law is not here, so somebody else is at my house.
Must be the mail. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like it's good too. I mean, we've done so many races. I've played so many races on my own where it's like, oh, this race, like, it doesn't get me excited, right? And then all of a sudden, a good example of that is that the Oakland race that didn't work out, right? But it like scratched down. It's like, oh, this horse is favored. Oh, it's that Cold Barn. That's right. I didn't have that Cold Barn information even a week ago, right? Oh, it's a Cold Barn. Oh, it's first time front wraps. Like, and then you just like, you look at it more. Now it's like, oh, here's actually a playable race, a race that, yeah, if I was doing a podcast, I'd just be like, move on.
Yeah.
Like,
toss that one. And
there's a lot of races today. It's Saturday, like not interesting, but it turned out to be playable.
Yep. Okay.
All right. They are going in the gate here at Keeneland. Okay. So
The
we'll see. We got eyes on Tony Joe too, amongst other things.
No. No, stop doing that.
Kind of as expected what the pace would be, right? Like the nine's going to clear, 10's going to chase.
Waiting for the 9 to go. I'm like, is the 9 going to go? Because it
Yeah.
kind of screws this whole thing up otherwise.
Yeah. 10's going to work to get that perfect trip once again. 3 being a little bit closer, but rider change.
Yep.
You know.
Not super fast fractions.
No, not too crazy.
What about on a 16th of the turf? I always a worry about what they're actually going to be doing.
Yeah.
And I just kind of go because it feels like a perfect setup again. And like,
I mean, the thing is, if you're going to be on the lead, it's like you've got to go like right
faster,
now because you've got your biggest threat like right on your hip. It's like they're going to start to make their move on the turn, so you got to try to rip it open at some point
and get swallowed up right away.
Yeah,
because the 3's going to do it. 3's going to do it.
Come on, square.
Be a square.
Yeah, be a square. Be a square.
Square.
Be a square. Come on, square.
Big square. Be a big square.
Yeah.
Be a bigger square.
You just have no grit. Come on.
Oof. Gross.
Oh, could be your 1. 1 on the inside? I think it's inside.
Close. Yeah. Yep. No, cameraman says so you know it's true. I always fall for it too.
Oh, 10 is a winner. Oh, they're showing the 10, so it's the 1. We got it. Thank it.
Yeah, they are showing the 10. For sure. Yeah, the 3 had no excuse.
None whatsoever.
Like right here, it's like, all right, I'm gonna cash.
Yeah, you move into the clear and then just like hung. I mean, just like completely.
Yeah. So I'm gonna move this over here, and I'll keep an eye on it and not have it on the screen so we don't get any trouble.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean the 3 was the biggest square. Like, come on, 3, be better.
I mean, maybe you could say that the 3 was a little bit closer to the pace than they normally are, so that could take away from some of the square. But still, that to me will look like absolutely like grit minus. Like ran next to those horses and like just idle.
California soft is what we're gonna say.
Yeah. It's just too like passive liberal.
All right, what do we got? Nothing. I have too many tabs open now. I've completely lost where I'm supposed to be looking. Thought I had the video up still. Okay. I haven't played anything at Oakland.
One. Cameraman.
Yeah. Good job, cameraman. Nailed it.
Yeah. As soon as the cameraman went on the 10, I'm like, it's the 1. It is. It looked like the 1. It looked like it was like maybe that bob, but it's very tight. It's very tight.
And that camera angle is not great. And
no.
I mean, we weren't listening, but I know I've heard Jason Beam talk about how I forget the guy's name, the announcer, but like he doesn't have an angle at all. So like when he pauses, it's because he's literally has to turn and look at the TV because it's the only way he can actually even see. So, which, you know, you would think in a place like Keeneland, they'd care a little bit about what the announcer is doing, even if we don't.
When I call races at Hawthorne, like all 3 of them, called 3 races at Hawthorne. I did like the most. Oh, we're back on the 10. I like amateur hour. I'm calling off the TV.
Probably.
Oh, back on the 1. Is this a heater?
Dead heat? Oh my goodness.
Is this a heater? Well, you know, here's the thing. I mean, I watch races on the TV.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna stick to what I know.
But you couldn't tell what silks anybody's in, anyways, right? Like, could you name, like, if you were shown 10 different versions of silks, like, how many could you actually? Like, I know that one. A lot. Like, do you actually look at silks at all? I can name like 3.
No, but because I've never needed to. But if I
Right.
needed to, I could memorize it in a second because I
No.
got that kind of brain. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I also had 4-horse fields.
Yeah.
Like, come on. They don't give me the good stuff, you know. Thank you for that, by the way. I appreciate that. I need that.
Well,
But
I couldn't tell you most names anyway, so like you could remember their names. I'd be the 10, the 1, the 10, and the 1 gets it. It's like
oh, you know what?
say expensive queen. There's
I
no
did
way.
I did do that, and like some people got mad. They're like, "You're not supposed to say the horse's number," and
Ugh.
I'm like, "Okay."
I
And
like
then
when they say the
later,
number.
and then of course, like there's always somebody like like the pancakes waffles, like, you don't like 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 I like that because I'm that number. So and I'm like, all right, well, you know what? We're just gonna go with.
I mean, the number of
whatever
times I have to
comes.
pull up the program to see what name it is that I bet on
Yeah,
because I can't see the silks or the number. It's a dead heat, isn't it? I mean, they're acting like
I
it's a dead
mean,
heat.
10 campus cheering. Oh,
One's
they're
getting
sad.
upset.
Oh, one's getting unsaddled. Oh, loser. Oh, dead heat. Dead
Dead
heat.
heat.
Oh,
Wow.
okay, good. Oh, they just took the cinch off. Okay.
Yeah. Dead heat to the chalks. That's
Yeah.
boring.
That's wild. There's much more exciting dead heat at Oaklawn.
Today.
Yeah, race 7.
All right. We're gonna look at Oaklawn real quick, everybody, because I have to play this tournament. And I kind of forgot that I have to. So it's not going to be all that difficult unless you can talk me off of Tejano Twist. Can you talk me off of Tejano Twist? I know you picked Tough Catch on your picks, and it's your best bet. So
I did.
talk me off.
Well, I mean, look. You know what I'm going to say.
I don't remember, but yes, probably. No, I don't know what you're going to say.
It does change. It does change. I mean, a little. I think Tejano Twist is fine. I mean, it is kind of a lower speed rate. He's going to come running late, right? It's just short price. Short price as a closer. The one coming out, I think, kind of changes things
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I don't mind the 7. It's fine, right? Just my idea with the 2 was like there was going to be that contested early pace. They're saving ground, and they could just get first run only because like that speed rate isn't too high. Like if all those horses were above,
Yep.
then I would be like, yeah, Tejano Twist is going to have. But because they're not, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think he's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked him at 6-1. I don't know that I love him at 5-2.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you probably knew they were going to be 6-1 to begin with.
That's exactly right. Yeah. That's exactly right.
Yeah. And I was like, ooh, 6-1. Look how smart I am.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
how extra dumb I am.
Yeah. Like, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy about the 3, but I kind of feel like they're an overlay unless like the market is telling us like, no, there's a reason why you don't like this horse.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. The 5 was the other, like, I know it's chalk, but like the 5 has been good and like continues to win races, but like doesn't feel like he's that much better than the rest of them to be under 2-1. But I guess in a 8-horse or 7-horse field, you can only put so much money. But I don't know. Like, I'm definitely not playing the 5. The rest of them being circles the way that they are here, it's like, it makes it hard for me to be like, I'm really against the 5. Oh, the only reason I'm against the 5 at that point is like the price, and it's like because you got too many circles in one square, and it's like, but look how big that 7 is. He's gonna kill him. And it's like, well,
he's still gonna have to come run it.
Yeah, which he's done, and he's done over and over again. So it's not a huge surprise. But again, he's gonna be 5-2. So it's not like you're like, ooh, I really like. I hate this 5 at 9-5, but this 5-2, ooh, now we're talking.
Well, and again, I think it just comes down. Where am I in the wrong race? It's that speed rate kind of being on the lower side in terms of the 7, right? Like he comes running late when, even though there is that contentious early pace, there's usually Like if you open the grid, he's usually closing like when that speed rate is higher.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I think even last time.
So I'm the funny thing is that I'm in a $70 cash tournament over on Twinspires, and there's 2 people in it. So I'm playing for $20. So
Okay.
really gotta and I will show you my my opponent is really trying to win this thing by playing a show bet for a minimum. Well, there are no minimums. You just got to play your whole 50 and 5 races. So he played a show bet, a place bet, and a win place. So he turned his 50 into 51.40. So while my normal play in a contest like this would be to go all in on one or the other, I think I'm going to revert back to old Nick and play like an exacta box of horses, because there's going to be enough to like get in front of him. And based on his range, as we were talking about before we went on here, like his range is $10. Maybe he'll go like 15 to really show me how it's done, but not somebody we've talked about or I remember ever seeing in tournaments. So it's like, well, I don't know. Maybe I'll just give him my $20 and I'm going to play Oaklawn. What am I talking about? Oh, I'll beat him. So anyways, that's what we'll do. Have you
played yet? There's no minimums. It's just you have to bet 50.
I have to bet 50 on 5 races, so I have to bet these next 5.
Okay.
So I'm now in that spot of like, okay, now I got to do something.
Yeah. I mean, you could try to like knowing like who you're playing. Like, I mean, you could go all in and try to win it, and then you should show bet out. But if you're not.
I could Dr. Dutch it, actually.
You could Dr. Dutch it.
Now I'm really going to feel myself up here. That sounded very, very wrong.
That was,
that was not what I meant. But yes, also that.
the other way. Yeah. This isn't that type of stream, kids.
No, we're on Twitch. I don't know what kind of streams there are over there.
That's true. Nick's getting the bubble bath, everyone.
Now you're going to get kicked off of YouTube. No, that's definitely what's kicked off of YouTube, is me getting into a bubble bath. All right, no updates here. All right, want to look at this next race over at Old Keeneland, the Lexington.
Yeah, but I want to know how you're going to play this Oaklawn race. I think it's an interesting one to play. Now, I will say this: like, I think that part of the reason that the 2's plot looks like that is Frost. Come on, because it is a lightly raced horse that does have a couple races in between that are, kind of whatever. So I was kind of like taking the shape sort of as a grain of salt, and the position as being like, oh yeah, that position could win, right? Like I'm gonna sit right off those other guys.
Yep.
And then I'll be inside and I'll just like top effort needed today. But if there's ever 1/3 off with an Ortiz,
Yep.
Yep.
And I mean, just ran second to Tejano Twist last out in the Whitmore. So
yeah,
I mean, every reason to be best here. And
yeah, I mean, that was kind of my thought. And again, it was like a price, right? Where everyone kind of had some question marks. Like everyone else, kind of had some knocks or things I wasn't crazy about at a short price. And like, I mean, the 4 being in the race, the 4 being in the race is like the craziest bit. Like that really screws the 5.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have to try to run with that guy early. If they let him go, the 4 can wire the field, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it forces the hand of the 5, forces the hand of the 3. It's like, I don't know if the 6 is fast enough, but the 6 is probably in the race to make sure there's some pace for the 7, right? So they might just try to go and at least just try to be up there. But that's where I was like, okay, if they try to separate and clear, I don't think the 2 necessarily wants that smoke. that the other two kind of need the lead, or they're front runners that can handle pace pressure, that the two could just like kind of bide their time and maybe just kind of trip out. Needs a lot of like, maybe this can happen type of thing, but
you're getting
you're getting
10, 12 to 1 on it, so it's worth the. I mean, the same. I understand what you're saying with the 3, but the 3 now being 6 to 1 or 5 to 1 is like, well, actually, not getting 7 to 2 on that 3 makes it also more playable, because he's going to be. I mean, the 3 and the 4, like, is there a difference? Like, one of them was ran at Oakland and one of them ran at Tampa. Like, otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with the 3 that actually makes me more concerned is the fact that they are 6 to 1.
Also a good point.
Yeah. Right? That's what really, like, you're like, oh, that's a good number. And then you're like,
but why?
Too good. It's way, I mean, look at this horse throughout his career. There's only been like 2 times in the horse's career that they've been like not favored, or not like a real short price. Did win one of them, but it was a different kind of animal. It's like this horse always gets bet. Like, consistently a horse that gets bet. So the fact that they're not, and coming off a second place finish, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
kind of red flaggy.
Yeah, I mean, in this race last year was 2 to 5 and won and beat Rivet, who was a good horse at the time, and then like won the Whitmore the year. Yeah, won the Whitmore the year before. Like last year, won the Whitmore and ran. Didn't even run the Whitmore this year. Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah.
And I mean, with the scratch, you kind of expect it to go down, not up, and it's not like, I mean, the 5's taking enough money, but currently 8 to 5, but none of the other ones are like, the 4 came down because you have to from 15 to 1, and the 2 came down from 12 to 1 to 10 to 1. So it's like, that kind of makes sense, but like, where'd all the money? I guess the money's on Tijuana Twist from 6 to 1 to 5 to 2. There you go. I answered my own question. All right. So my thought is I'm going to play an exacta with the 7 underneath, and then I'm going to play the 7 to win, and kind of Dr. Dutch it in the backwards way of play probably the 2. I don't know that you've convinced me on the 2, but it makes as much sense as any of the other ones. I think the 2 and the 6, 2 and the 7, 2 and the 6. I don't know. The 8 was the other one that maybe I don't know. It's going to be some sort of exacta with the 7 second, and then the other half of my money will be on the 7 to win. Is basically the way that I'm looking at it, and I'll look at what the 5-7 is paying for a double. Oh shit, they're going to be in there soon, so I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to do a bet. I'm just going to do a win bet. Do I have time? Are you watching it by chance?
Yeah, I am watching it. They're at 0 minutes, but the horses aren't at the gate yet.
Okay. So we will do a quick look at the exactas. I mean, you're getting 7 to 1 with the 5 over the 7. Like, that feels like an okay number, actually. So I do the 5. So it's a $50. I have $50 in cash. So I did $20 to win. Oh, $10 to win. And I'll do the 5-7 for 10. And I'll do the 2-4-6. We didn't talk about the 8. The 8 just feels like an outlier in like no man's land, but also good. Like, it feels like it's like, why did we not talk about this 8? Did you have any opinion on the 8?
Yeah, I mean, the 8's usable. I mean, I felt maybe it was like a little bit dressed up, having good trips, and now stepping up in class. But the barn's been live. I think pretty much anytime I have a live horse that looks like they're going to win and get run down, it's Bejarano. So I have some like PTSD right now when I see Bejarano. So I feel like I'm like, that's on my mind. It's that the 8 could be, could be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have that PTSD, so I will throw them on. So I ended up with $10 to win on the 7, which feels like the wrong amount given what I'm currently playing with a bunch of exactas. So I probably should, you know what? I'll do the last 10 as a show bet just to keep me in the game so we can do this again.
Okay.
So I'm all over the place. I will.
All right.
see if I can show it real quick before it comes on. But I have a $10 to win on the 7, $10 to show on the 7, $10 exacta 5-7, and then $5 exacta 2-4-6-8 over the 7. So
Okay.
basically, if the 7 shows up, I'll be okay. Unless a 3 shows up, in which case I will blame you for some reason because
Sounds
I'm
good.
not going to take personal responsibility for anything here. Let's not be crazy.
All
We
right.
don't care about this race. We'll look at the leaderboard. That's what people are here for.
But yeah, I had updated and a little bit of movement in terms of top 2 are still there, but Jonathan Kinchin moved up 11 spots.
And that was the 110 dead heat. So
yes,
he played it both ways and came in both ways. So he didn't box it, but kind of boxed it.
Yeah, he did box it, just did it in 2 different wagers.
Yep.
Yeah, because it was the same amount both ways and all that. So
yeah. Oh yeah, because I got it. So he jumped up 11 spots and is now in 3rd. Leader still at 30. Andrew's still in 22, and he's at 15. So kind of a big gap there. The 7 didn't show up at Oakland.
yeah, I mean, he put in his late run, just wasn't the right dynamic. But the 4 ended up firing the field.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go.
Second pick, 2 was terrible. 2 was as the plot described, but the 4 like
kept going.
That scenario was on the table. I
Yep.
talked about it in the video. I'm like, this horse being in the race is the speed of the speed, and if nothing else, he should cook everybody else who tries to run with him. He's a good horse. It's a good sprinter. The 3, clearly the board was like,
Yep.
no,
Told
don't
you
do
everything you need to know about it.
Yep.
The other big move was Karl Broberg. There was a couple of people that moved up and down, 1 or 2. We'll go back to those.
Okay.
Karl Broberg jumped up 16 spots. Had a double that ended with the 1, so he gets half of that, I'm guessing, right? So he was a 2-8, 10, 12 with 1, and the 10 won that race before, and the 1. So he had it for $100, so he gets half of what that will pay would have been, which was $17.48. Then he also had the $5,000 to win on it. Again, gets half of what he thought he was going to get, so you kind of like what he did there. Looks like he was all in off of some basic math. 8, yeah. So he was basically all in on that 1. So ends up now jumping up to 10th. So he's at 10,000. So like I said, the leader at 30, kind of feel like Christian's not going to move too much unless needing to with 2 races to go. So I'm going to say we're looking at, going to go above 30. I'm going to guess people are shooting for 40-ish or thereabouts, let's say. But not many people within that kind of range, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Christian probably isn't going to do anything until the last race, unless something happens, because even right now he's got an $8,000 lead, and he's looking at what we do, right? It's like Andy's played great today. He's had some good opinions. He's had some good hits. But when you click on Andy's ticket, it's like he spreads his opinion,
yeah.
Right. He's doing like those type of bets. So like Christian isn't necessarily concerned about closing that gap, that $8,000 bet. He's probably just looking at, something below, right? And Jonathan Kinchin being in 3rd is at 15. So Jonathan Kinchin's going to have to double up on chalk, which certainly is in his range, right? He can play $15,000 to win on 3 to 5. He's got that move, right? So Christian's like, I'll wait for him to do it, right? And that might happen before the last race or not, but like everybody else in there is kind of dangerous as well,
So the other part of that is that it is 5 races, which Andrew's done and Jonathan's now done. So now Jonathan is going to be a little bit, he's mainly played doubles, but he just hit an exacta. So there is the world where he's going to double from race 10 to race 11. And there's a world where he just goes all in race 11. That race 11 being a maiden race.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit,
it looked a little easy in my mind, which means the 6 is definitely losing that race, and it'll be some big price. But
wait. The in the last race,
race 11, yeah, it's a maiden
11.
special.
Yeah, the 6
long,
is currently looks like they're probably going to be favored slightly over the 4. But also, I mean, in that case too, like that's probably a good scenario for Jonathan, knowing how he plays, and he'll play big on a favorite. So if he likes that horse in the last, he can make a win bet on it. And Christian's minimum, he has to do one more minimum, but it's going to come in the last. Like there's no reason for him to bet 6 races.
Right.
Right.
Yep. So the only question I'd have is, because that last race is a maiden for 3-year-olds on the turf, if there is more of an incentive to go to this more relatively easier stakes race for 3-year-olds, I don't know. I like this race more because I find it easier, but that also is maybe there feels like the world where you play the double in this race because you have an opinion, and then you spread in race 11 to try and catch something that's going to give you enough money.
What person are you talking about that would do that?
I was thinking Christian, but then now I've said it out loud. Yeah, I know that. Now I'm saying it out loud. I'm like, yeah, never mind. That's not going to be what he does. That makes no sense. Like he's going to.
Andy's going to do that type of play.
Right.
And but he's going to spread. He's going to spread here. Now the thing is, what Christian could be thinking right now is that if Jonathan maybe does some doubles, like in that point, but he's got to figure he needs to make at least 30,000, right? So he'd have to weigh those doubles. There's a lot of ways to go, ways to go out, etc. Now, if he does double up here, if he does like go all in on the 9 or the 10, I don't know, whoever he decides on, and like does double up here, then that in terms of Christian, like it doesn't really like impact how he's going to play, because he's just going to play for a number, right? But if Jonathan busts, right, if he does do like a win bet here, the problem we've talked about with the doubles is the fact that like you can get yourself in a position where you are drawing dead, right? So like if Jonathan does put himself like alive in a double, but let's say like Paul Matisse, who's got 12,000, he's not necessarily one, like he could love the 7 in here.
Right.
100% love this 7 and bet it to win and have tries and have whatever and move up. And let's say Paul moves up to like 50,000. If Jonathan plays his doubles in a way where he's like, oh, okay, I'm good. I've got 35. Like you're dead. Like you're drawing dead. So it's like you don't really want to be like completely all in on doubles, especially when you're in a position to win, right? Like maybe if you have, unless, I don't know, if you have like $5,000 double that's going to come back 90, you're like, all right,
if you
that's my move, I guess.
I think, but I think the way that because my thought is Jonathan's playing a double here to the next, but if he does that, it feels like the all in would be the thing that he doesn't want to do. He would need to keep himself something, and probably a lot of something, because if you don't, then you run into that, like you just said, he gets to 35, he beats Christian, but Paul Matisse comes over the top of him and just like, come and catch me, and he has no bullets left to fire, and that would absolutely.
And Christian would still have 30,000 going into that last race,
and he
knowing
can show
like
that and beat him.
Exactly. And like, he's gonna pick a number, right, depending on like that position. So
the one part of that why I like the idea of doubles, I don't think you are correct. The one way to do the doubles would be to not do the chalk double where you're getting 7-1 or whatever. It's maybe 7-1 with 15 grand is enough, but you want to do it for enough to be like, all right, I'm going to get to 70, and nobody's going to know I'm at 70 until they update the leaderboard, and you're going to hit the win, and you're going to be all excited that you got to 55 and I've already beat you because I'm at 70. So you got to play it for enough, like the number that he's going to get to has to be so high that just kind of puts him out of it. And it's just like Jonathan has that range, but his range is also favorite or
Mhm.
favorite second choice. And if he has an opinion here, he seems to much more play his opinion and then try to figure it out from there. So the win bet here to a win bet in the next is probably this. Yes. You've already said all of these things. I'm just now repeating and agreeing with you because now that I say it in my own dumb way, I now understand what I'm saying.
Well,
or what
yeah,
you're
I mean,
saying.
sometimes you gotta say some things out loud because it does like clarify, like okay, because you're playing so many scenarios in your
Yeah.
head, right? And it's like I gotta either write it out on paper or say it out loud and like
Well,
confirm that. But there's so
the-
many players in here that are
Right.
like crazy dangerous. Like looking at Tony, like he didn't play, so he's still
Oh.
he's got 4,000 thereabouts on each.
That's terrifying, isn't it? Like if you're playing this and Tony Zoe is like, well, 3,700, I guess, is scary, but like not as scary as if he's at 12,000. Right?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the
but
thing,
like Darren Schweiger's in there. He's got both entries. Like, Edward D. Edward D. has got 4380. Like these people are. Yeah, Darren Schweiger's got 4,700 on the other entry. There are players that are looking at that going like, okay, how am I going to turn this into 4,500? How am I turning this 4,000 into 0 or whatever,
Yeah, 10x from here is right. And that if you're basically not Christian, you're looking at what number you need. And when you are, like you just said, with like Eddie D's at 4,300 and he's got to jump 43 people in front of him. So he has to not just worry about what the guy in front's going to do, but also what, everybody in between him is going to do. What number is he going to, what number is he shooting for to actually get there? And that's the one that becomes a little bit unclear.
Which is even more so like where I don't think Christian plays until the last, because he needs to see like what people do here, what number he's going for. Yeah.
I was trying to remove that comment and I don't know how, so I'm just going to leave it. And I thought there was a way to, it's on the Twitch. It's on Twitch, so who knows?
Yeah.
My kids could probably figure it out. Though I said the word Twitch, and my kids looked at me like I had two heads. So I felt like I was the young one in my house. So I was quite proud of myself. So I got that going for me. I also live with a bunch of weirdos. So anybody else that you saw here that we should be talking about? I mean, there's a lot of names that we know that are in this. I got down to 4,000, 3,500 that are like, they're going to play their full bankroll to get to a number. My thought is that number is probably 45. I mean, you've said it. I think 45, 50 feels like where they're going to be aiming for, which, clears Christian enough and hope that nobody else gets there. There's also like when you get to the 4,000, it kind of does limit your ability, but with 2 races left, you can 4-1 and then 3-1 and then all of a sudden you're at 70. But realistically, I think 45, 50 is where they're going to be shooting for, and then we'll see kind of where they land. Looking at will pays and probables, they're getting close, so I guess I'm going to be a little late to that game.
And I think we'll see a lot of action here from a lot of those players that are in that under 5-figure range, right? Like they're using this race to like leverage bankroll and say, I'm going to make a move here, get to that number, and if I play the last at that point, but like this is kind of the spot, especially because maybe Christian does play here, but I really highly doubt it. Maybe he loves something and like that
would be
that would change everything, but like they're probably assuming like he doesn't. So
I think that is the right assumption to make, is that he's not going to play anything, which also may be the time that he should be playing something, especially if he has an opinion. It doesn't necessarily need to play it for all in or anything like that. But if he liked, say, the 7 would have been the thing, the the 11 or the one would have been the other one. One of these higher prices that he can play it for, more than a minimum, but not for all in, kind of in that like $2,000-$3,000 range that gets him 10 or 15 grand.
Yeah.
Would be enough to kind of give him that extra ammunition if he needs it, and kind of figure he does. I mean, he's played enough contests. We've seen him enough. Like, I don't think he thinks he's safe. I think he knows he's got to move. It's just how much does he have to move and when is he going to move?
Right.
And the only reason I think this race is because the next race is so chaotic, but I think the next race being actually not as chaotic as I think, because it's actually not that hard. I mean, maybe it is, but it just seems somewhat chalky in my little brain.
Mm-hmm. Frost, we got 2 more races.
And then an hour of...
And then an hour, yeah.
Yeah. I told my wife the last race is at 3:30 or like 3 something, and I was like, yeah, I'll be done by like 3:30. I'm like, oh, you know what? Never mind. I'll be done like 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
We didn't look at this race at all, did we? Oh, well.
We did not.
Okay.
We're looking at it as they go.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought this race was like kind of tricky a little bit. I mean, I'm looking at it pretty quick, but like the nine ran that big race at Colonial.
Yep.
And the 10 won at Colonial. We haven't really seen the Virginia Derby be very good.
Yeah, I had thrown out in my analysis I threw out the Colonial races, not because they were Colonial races, but because they were Colonial races. I just didn't think none of them looked all that great, and the numbers were going to be low, and they were, because the 9 went off at 5-2 and the 10 at 9-5. I like the 1. I actually really like the 3 before he scratched, because he felt like one, like, why are they going out here? So the 8 would be fun. Turfway, baby.
The 8 looks like the winner.
Turfway. Can't win at Turfway, but you can definitely win at Keeneland.
Ben Colebrook's having a meet too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Colonial form has been terrible. Like, we looked at a few horses from the Virginia Derby and was like, nah, they're not running a lick.
Ugh, I don't.
And
like
the 9 was like, again, that horse's debut was like not good, and it's like, where did that race come from? I don't know. Those are just not the type of horses that.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that a horse, the second longest shot on the board, just won that race.
Yeah. Throwing out the 9-10 was relatively easy, I thought. Finding the winner would have been the harder part, right? Which, that's the part that makes this fun and also infuriating, because it's like, yeah, the 9-10, they suck, but man, they I don't know, the Rushaway also kind of sucked. So maybe the Rushaway didn't suck, but the Rushaway kind of sucked. So it's hard to get to this 32-1 shot.
The 8 is definitely a legitimate long shot in this race. I mean, although I will say this, like, for our people that love the bullseye, Paul,
yep.
Frank Polk that love the bullseye, they would be, the 8's there on the standard. So, I mean, it's definitely not an impossible long shot, but there's definitely a long shot horse.
The 8-7-1 trifecta with your bullseye box. You could box 4 of them up, and been pretty easy as it turned out.
Exactly. Yeah,
and even got paid. That thing's going to pay outrageously with the 9-10 out and the 1 running second. Like, the 1 was the 3rd choice and the 7 was the 4th. So still, with the winner being 30-1, you're going to be that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Now, what's it going to do to our contest? Do you think? How many people are going to be out?
Because I know that's the thing. That's part of the reason that also made it again, unless Christian had a really strong opinion, I think it would be hard to pass, right? Something he just felt was like Lock City. But you had to think there was going to be so many people playing that there's an opportunity that they go out. And I mean, that's why you just wouldn't play either, right? You're just kind of like, you guys swing and
come and catch me.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
this is going to be big to find out.
I mean, I think that's what I know. I'm gonna take credit for it because I'm going to, because I'm here and I can. And you can yell at me afterwards. But having an opinion and being like, I like a bigger price. Like if you like the 9 and the 10, then you probably just play it in cash and let this race go. But if you like the 7, or if you like the 1, or if you like the 8, like this is the one that you make your stand and you take your swing, and you don't need to be all in on it. You can be $2,000 in on it and still have that $8,000 cushion, or at the end of the day, $6,000. And if you're right, in this case, he can, $2,000 on a 30-to-1 shot. Maybe we'll make fun of him for not betting enough, but like puts him into the 42,000 and he's probably okay.
Yeah. I bet this race took a lot of people out.
100%.
Yeah. I think this is a race where people probably felt that the 9 or the 10 were kind of the horse that they're going to key around. And did so aggressively, which,
as a very big YouTube and podcast listener too, there was lots of people on the 9 and the 10. The people that I like and listen to more hated the 9 and the 10. So David Aragona, looking at you. Mike Somich, looking at you. None of them like the 8, but also in the race like this, you don't need to, like in a contest, you need to have an opinion on the 8, but also because the way you play all the time, like you don't like the 9 and the 10. Okay, throw them all in a box and we'll take them all out.
Yeah. I mean, the 8 is. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you have the plot, you don't like those opinions, you can use, but it's more of a horse that like you have on your seahorse on a ticket type thing. Like,
yeah, it's definitely going to be hard for a contest to get to that one. I would be you're in.
Yeah, unless maybe you key, like if you're keying like the 1, if you're tossing. If you're tossing the 9 and 10, but like the 1 is your key horse, and then
the 1 and the 7, there's 1 and the 7 were the ones people really talked about, and
so if you're kind of keying around those in like smart ways, maybe you throw it in just because, and especially if you're seeing this horse's name is Trendsetter, like you're seeing these trends, right? Like these horses are doing well. Ben Colebrook is sending out live horses. That's just more reason to just be like, you know what? Let's throw it in there, And
if you're in this like 2,000 to 4,000 range and you have that opinion, especially like my opinion in this race was I hated the 9 and the 10 and I would kind of take everybody else. And so if you're in that $2,000 range and you box them up for all in to beat them, like you get paid more than you deserve, but also the opinion was right. It's just when you're at a low number.
Yeah. I don't know. That's
not the way you're supposed to play, for sure.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
And I'm not playing that way.
You're getting in the doghouse with a few of your friends for even considering that could be an idea.
It's not an idea. That's a very bad idea. Don't listen to me.
But, like a Douglas Otani.
Well, but even,
that's what we're saying. Like, unless you're that person, like he's going to do something like that.
Yeah.
Like, this would not be, this is an outcome that if he has, I'm like, of course he does. That makes sense because he just kind of throws some things in, key around a particular horse. A bunch of horses are also there as well. And
I'm taking all of that back. That's completely wrong. I completely wrong. So the exacta did pay $261. So the trifecta for 50 cents paid $532. So if anybody has it, it's gonna be massive.
Yeah, $10.60 for $1. I mean, if somebody has it, it's like, again, you don't have to have it much, but
it feels hard to have unless you do play it incorrectly. But I guess the way that I was thinking was because you knew that you got to get to 40 and you're so far down,
you're going to take those swings that you wouldn't normally take. But like when you're down here, like Mike Soletta is going to take a swing for something silly, right? Like because he needs to get paid, and he's not scared of losing 24.50 in this race. Now you don't necessarily need to box him, but you play the exact or the trifecta in a way that says I don't like the 910. Then you play your opinion in that way. So box is the wrong word, but like try to get 20 grand out of this race with the 2,400 he's got. Like getting 10-1 in some way feels like a Mike Soletta type play.
Yeah, I mean, I could see. Yeah, I could see like. I could see the 8 maybe being used with more of the. Did it update? No way.
Haven't seen it.
I was okay. You're scrolling on it. And I was like, there's no way it updated that quick.
Not that fast.
Yeah, I could see some people like using the 8 with kind of 9 and 10, or even if the 1 ran second.
Yep.
Not that the 7 was like the 7. The 7 ran a huge race.
Yep.
That was such a big.
Sprinter route, and the one thing I've heard, I don't know, 100 times was he's related to that the New Mexico horse. Oh God, that won the UAE Derby or the World Cup over there.
Express Kid? No, can't be.
No, the a couple years ago.
I know who you're talking about.
Fincher horse.
Yeah. 2 words.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
like picturing this horse in my head. Okay. Anyways, I don't give out that many A minuses, and I gave out this one as an A minus. What is that horse's name?
I'm gonna look. An A minus. That was the other part. Like, I wasn't sure if that was you, and so when I seen A minus, I should have asked you.
Yeah, like, that was me. I don't.
Doing Sunland? It's got to be Emily. He's the only weirdo that'd be up there. You know what we should do? Sunland.
Because I do the fill-ins for Keeneland, right? So like if it's a horse that's like coming in from somewhere else,
gotcha.
then I do a fill. But yeah, like that's not a grade I give often.
Ever. I mean,
Mr.
Nope.
Oh God, it's something like that though.
Something like that. I'm getting there. I was hoping you'd keep talking. Senor Buscador.
Senior, come on! I was just in the wrong country.
Wrong language.
Yeah.
Senor Buscador. There you go.
Yeah.
I heard it a million times and I still couldn't come up with it. So that's
no,
what I
it
get.
was like right on the tip of my tongue. I can read the words in my head, but it wasn't happening.
I mean, all I saw was 2 sprints to a route, and I'm like, that's the only angle I need.
Yeah.
So the 7 was the one that I thought made sense. The 8, I still don't really have it making any sense. Like I've looked a couple of times, and like I love Keelan more than anybody in this house. It's not my dog. I love Turfway. Oh my God, I love Turfway more than anybody in the house.
I know you meant. Yeah.
I just don't want that's recorded. I'm gonna be in some trouble. I'm gonna have to delete this video. But like that race was bad, and that horse didn't win a bad race. So it's like it's really tough to get to. And it's like it's ran
that's
million times.
I think that you're really to get to that horse. You're like, okay, it's not. They've been running in stakes. At least it has a route race around 2 turns. It's kind of a change from these other horses. Ben Colebrook is hot. I mean, but it's still like
still a stab.
The horse is a legitimate should have been the second. I'm actually surprised that the 2 was a longer price.
Yeah.
Because the 2 at least had run 2 back, had run a fast race, had shown some run in the Gotham. The 6 being the longest shot on the board, absolutely.
Yeah.
85 to 1 is an underlay on that horse.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, but still, like, the 8 probably could have been.
In that, I don't know if it's 80, but it's 30 does feel a little underlaid, like a little bit.
Leaderboard.
I keep refreshing. All right, let's look at the last race. And normally when we do this, it eventually shows up here. So,
and then we should figure out like timing because it is going to take. It's going to take a while. We are at the 2-hour limit. Are we?
No,
is that a concern?
Nope, we're good.
Okay.
Yep. At least I hope so. We'll find out if they kick us off. But we're at 2:10 and it's still haven't been kicked off. So I figure we're okay.
All right.
Yeah, the leaderboard at the end may be a problem. So I don't know. It feels like we should stay for the end, but if Frost has to go out, I can man the wheel and I can talk to myself.
Well, I mean, the other thing is too is like I could just like jump out and like jump back
Yeah.
in. The only, you know, again, the only problem is like,
We don't know.
yeah, and I mean, I could. The only reason I have to jump out and jump back in is because of the elevator.
Yeah.
Because I would lose reception in the elevator. That's the only problem. Once I get outside, I can jump back on again, and then once I come back home, and
So if
disconnect with
anybody's
the elevator.
if anybody's alive in the double, the 6 is the favorite at 112. How do you think there's any doubles alive? I'm gonna go with 0 doubles alive.
I'm gonna go with yeah. I think there's too much precariousness. I think if you liked the 8 in that race,
You're playing the
made a
8.
win bet.
Yeah.
You made a win bet.
Yeah.
Like
I think I think what you said, the only movement in this board is going to be down. I don't think anybody's going to be moving up outside of other people in front of them moving down because they played the 9-10 or even the 6-1-7 or whatever it was.
right.
So, looking at the maiden special weight in this thing, one first time starter, the 11, which is a Chad Brown, Flavian Pratt, that taking some money, 4-1 in the doubles. Looks like third choice in the pick, in the double and the pick 3 and everything else. So yeah, the 11 will be your third choice as a first time starter. The rest of them have races. The 6 looked like the winner in this race to me. But it's a maiden special for 3-year-olds on turf. So, you can also tell me that the 2 wins. I wouldn't be like, oh man, that's shocking.
Well, you have the hot barn. You have a good race on debut where the horse had trouble, didn't take any money first out. I don't like the layoff between the first and the second start, but given the fact that the barn has been sending out live, maybe they've just been. I mean, this is part of the program, as they say. In terms of the race that they're coming out of at Gulfstream Park, it's not been very productive or strong.
Okay.
There hasn't been any winners to come back, and speed figure wise, we haven't really seen any horses like move forward. So it's not, there's no kind of confidence from that perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, again, Hot Barn ran the strongest speed figure, had trouble. The note says probably best. So makes sense.
Yep. But also going to have to swallow 6-5, 4-5, and even money type. And it's just like, I don't know. Yeah. Especially in a contest, you don't really want to be on that one unless you're alive to it and something, or if you have a strong exacta opinion. And even then, you're probably not going to get paid enough unless you're a Christian at the top there.
And the second choice is the 4, who's like, honestly, is the horse that's supposed to win this race.
Yep.
Like, without question. This horse is run very good in graded stakes company. This horse ran very good first out.
Yep.
This horse has not run a bad race, but you have some question marks, right? Like, you're coming off the layoff. You're doing a new circuit. Like, things are different. You were 2, now you're 3. Things, in theory, are supposed to get better, right? Like better with age, but sometimes these 2-year-olds that run really fast early, sometimes they
don't ever.
Sometimes they don't. Like there's just that kind of looming. But yeah, that seems like they're the horse.
Yep. So the leaderboard did update, so let's hop there real quick.
Yes.
We didn't talk back into this race, but people did make moves. I was very wrong. John O'Brien played what we kind of thought you would play in this situation, which he was against the 9-10, exacta key box of 7 with the 2, 8, and 11.
Wait. Okay, sorry, go on. Yeah. Okay.
And he played it for 300, so I'm guessing it's a $50 exacta. 7 with 2, 8, 11, and 2, 8, 11 with the 7. I'm gonna pull up the actual payoffs real quick, but he made 13,000 out of that race. He still had $6,000 left, so he wasn't all in. He clearly had an opinion, but like didn't play it for like it was a strong opinion. He played it for didn't want to lose more than anything. Is the way that I'm reading that based on
Yeah.
the way that his bets were made. Now maybe he has something
could have
else
doubles.
going, but
He could have doubles because he did
Could.
play it. He did play that double from race 9 to 10 using
Okay.
2, 7, 8 equally.
okay.
So maybe it is possible that there is
Yep.
something, but
My guess is it'd be the 7 he has the double with, but he did have
used
the
all 3. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it definitely seems like the 7 was the key.
Yep.
The key horse. Yeah.
and the 11 kind of here too. So yeah, it doesn't feel like that's what he did, but it based on these numbers and like leave himself $6,000 feels a little bit like he was. I'm going to make some money today. I'm going to play it down to my $6,000. I'm going to double my money or basically double my money and then kind of go away happy. And now he's sitting in third place and a legit shot at catching Christian, who did play that race in a interesting way. Not interesting. That's the way you play it, right? He liked the 9, the 10, and the 1. So you played the 1 with the 9, 10. And
I think he didn't like it because of the size. If he liked it, even in his position, I think he played that almost defensively in a way that's probably what a lot of people would play, and he would cover some of the damage.
Yep.
That's kind of the way it looks to me, right? Like,
well, and then looking down at what Andrew did, it's like Andrew played the 1, he played the 1 to win. So all Christian did was defend against the 1 winning, and then the logic was coming in underneath him.
Exactly.
Kept his lead exactly 8,000. It's almost like he knew what he was playing. Like he didn't play quite for 1,500, but close enough that Christian was like, well, if this runs in, I'm going to be okay. He's now hit his minimum. So you do wonder if he is going to play something else here. Andy's definitely playing something, right? Like he's definitely firing in this last race.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just a matter of how much. So those are the only 2 I saw that. Oh, nope, a couple more that jumped up here.
Okay, so here's where I think also too with John O'Brien too, where there might be doubles is like because of that double from race 9 to race 10, the fact that he used that 2, who was the second longest, and he used the 8, he might have been against, and then he ended up throwing the 11 in the exacta. So what was the price on the 11?
16 to 1.
Yeah. So he was like,
he hated the 9-10.
So there's some long shot chaos in here. So maybe that could open the door that he does have doubles that are 7, 2, 7, 8, 11. Something like that.
Probably not very big. Probably in this like $50-$100 range.
And maybe he didn't use the 7 because he had a win bet on the 7. So maybe he just ended up using those long shots and doubles. I don't know. That wouldn't surprise me. Just based on throwing that 11 in, throwing the 2 in the double.
Yeah,
that was already dead. He didn't go back. He didn't go back for the 2 at all.
Right. Interesting. That, yeah.
Makes me think that he was like kind of stabbing a little bit because everybody else, like David Kramer, well, he did have $100 win bet on the 8. So he kind of did
all in.
Was he all in? Okay.
What? Well, yeah, he was all in.
Yeah. Okay.
But he all in with the exacta box 1, 11, 7, 8. So basically beating the 9, 10, and then 5 with. Okay. So yeah, he did kind of that same basic idea just without the 2. He used the 5 instead of the 2 with his idea of like this bigger price, and he did have the 1 instead of the 2. So he was basically against the 9, 10 and then boxed, like I said, somebody was going to do. And sadly I was right. And someone got rewarded for their bad behavior. Like I was embarrassed after I said it out loud. This guy.
Well, you were also, your box was like every horse, but
he did every horse, but the 2. So
wait, did he?
He boxed 5 with 1, 11, 7, 8. So he did everybody but the 2 and the 6.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. So, all right.
But he got paid for it, and I just felt embarrassed, so I at least should have cashed on it. I mean,
I thought
I would take $16,000 in my embarrassment instead of just embarrassment, right? Like it's worth it.
I'm cheap. So Jonathan played a double. So he had the 110 who he liked in the previous race where he'd hit that, and he basically played it for a minimum
He
to the
might
one.
have doubles. He might have doubles going. I think
But
that
if he
would be
does,
such.
he's dead.
Of course, but that's why I think it was
Oh, he
such a
did.
wrong. That's part of why it's like it's not
Mhm.
the right. It's not the right play. It's not the right spot to do
I bet
that.
he doesn't. I bet he doesn't because he was
Okay.
alive here.
right? Because he was alive here, and the one was paying 677 and 645. So he would have had it for basically $13. So yeah, he had 250. Yeah, he would have had it for
250. Yeah, he would have had it for 500. 250. Sorry, he would have had
So
250
what was that?
times
What was
13.
250? What was 250 coming back?
677 and 645 because he had both of them because they dead heated. So the double is paying the one with one was 677 and the 10 with one is 645. So he was getting the 250 for basically $13. So in 250 times whatever that is, 6.77 plus 6.45 times 2 was paying 3,300.
Was paying 3,300 is what he
Yeah.
would get back for that.
Is that right? Because he was getting it $13. Yeah, because it's 250, right? Yeah, 1322 times 250. No, times 250.
Times 500, right?
Times
For each
500.
one.
250 each. Yes, you're right.
Okay,
it'd be
so
250.
6,500.
Yeah,
So 6,500 on top of his.
Would have been 15 something. Would have put him in that 21. So he would have been right there with Andy. He would have been like with him or like tied, like right below him. So his play was to jump him up to second, basically. So there's no way he played the double here. He's playing something in the last race. I can't imagine. Right? Or do you think he's doing the one to?
He might have played the double there. He might have gone all in on the double there and thinking that if that does cash. Okay, yeah, here's the theory. He might have played the double there using that 110 or using the one.
Yep. And if it
Maybe-
wins, he has $6,600 for winning. So you'd have $6,600 to play.
In
Plus-
that last race.
yep.
Plus he's got that money that's like hidden.
Yep.
So
So he'd be sitting at 22. It would all
Yeah.
be tied up in, well, I guess 14 would be tied up in a double, and he'd
Yeah.
have $6,000. So everybody would look like he has 21, but in reality he has 6, and he's alive to whatever. And then he'd cover up whatever he didn't have. So if he had, if he played the one with 4-6, then he can go and play $500 on this horse, $600 on this horse to get him a number.
yeah, that's what I think. So I bet there is.
Yep.
I bet that there is, and it's probably
He's probably out. I bet he's dead.
yeah.
Yeah. That would be making sense.
Okay. Let's see who else. Any other? I want to
Paul-
look at.
Paul tried for with a try. And you called his try exactly. He just was wrong, but
Yeah.
he liked the
He
10.
is keen. Yeah.
But he played it less than I would have expected. If I'm being honest, I would have expected Paul to play that for more.
He didn't even do a minimum, so he must have played doubles too.
He already hit his minimum, so
He's already hit his minimums.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then, he was probably just looking.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So Kenneth Mollicone had an opinion on the 8. Like he seemed to actually like the 8 because he hit a double 1 with 8-10 and then 9-8-10 with 8-10. So he appears to he had $7,000 left over. Or no, he didn't have much. He's all
He
in.
didn't have much.
okay.
Yeah.
So he was all in. But I mean, he was at $700-800 and he was all in. And he made a nice move. I mean, the double is what the double is nice for $200 to pay $7,200.
So maybe he played another double out because he wouldn't have had anything to play with, right?
Yeah, he's out of money when he was here. So he's sitting on 11, so he's got a chance to make that move now if he has an opinion.
No, what I'm saying is because he looked like most of his money was already tied up.
Oh,
like he didn't have much to play with. Like he might have bet the 8 in a double as well because he only had
he doesn't have any money left. Yeah, he wouldn't have any money. He was all in with this 300 was all he had left in that race. I'm thinking. I'm gonna do some quick.
Oh,
math,
okay,
but-
okay. Yeah,
'cause,
yeah,
his
yeah.
payout
You're right. Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay,
what
that's
was-
right. Yep. All right.
Nope. You're right. So he has
There's a couple $100, right?
yeah,
There's like
more than
$200 or so.
No more.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah, so he has right now he has 11, 17, 25 minus 10, 3, 6, 4, 25. So he had 1353. So he played this. So he has like $1,000 on top of this. So he could be having a double 1,
Yeah,
8, 10 to whatever he wants over there. So if he played these
hope so.
three, that would be he's a sneaky one. Kenneth Mullican could very well be in a winning position and sitting on 10 grand. So he can, if he wanted to do what we were just saying with Jonathan, we're like, now he has 10 grand to kind of fire at 5 or 6 other horses that basically gets him to 30 or 40, whatever number he's shooting for.
Yeah. Carol Manarino was all in on the 8. That might have been just might have been like a I
Pick a
need
number.
to yeah. But
yeah, picked a number 1.
got it.
So that,
pick the right number. You have to pick
Yep.
a number and you pick the correct one.
Because if you asked me to pick a number, I still would have picked the wrong one in that race. So
Yeah, it was a tough one. I want to see there's got to be some down arrows somewhere
yeah.
because
Can't imagine
the players
there.
that we're talking about, like,
Yeah.
right, what is Tony doing? Darren Schweiger, I feel I'm gonna see some bad news here.
So Tony was all in on the 9. How do you spell it?
Yeah,
There you
Darren Schweiger. That was the race. He
go.
had a
1, yeah.
10-1, and then where's his other? He had 2 entries at that point. So,
110 with 7, 1 with 10. So he was all in on that 110
yeah.
with a little bit of the 7.
Okay. Yeah, I felt like that was the race that he was
Yeah.
gonna do that in. Unfortunately, so Frank Polk played the 1. He's at 190 right now, so he only has $91. He played the 1, $400 to win, but also used the 8. So figured he's like he loves the bullseye. Loves the
Yep.
bullseye. That's pretty much like a plot play. That's almost like what you said.
Yep.
He keyed the 1 over the horses that were right there.
Yeah, I mean the 1, 7, 8, 10.
Yeah.
If you would have keyed it more, correctly, which big surprise, but he liked the 1 instead of liking the 8, which is a very logical idea based on the
Yeah.
board and everything. So
Yeah.
that's actually really funny. He was very much a bullseye player there.
Yep. And similar on his other one, that's at 186.
So he was down to $28. So he played exactas and he went all base. Well, 1, 2, 8, 10 for $2 each. So he hit not all in, but close enough. He had a $2 win bet. So it didn't hit his minimum, but he had already done that. So he just won $66 and put himself at 177. So it'd be fun if he fires something goofy here.
Yeah.
Dylan, nothing. He's down. Dylan apparently this is the second or third time we've seen him do this where he has money left, but he hasn't his minimums.
And just quit.
But
White flagged it.
But not quite quit because he was already he wasn't all in on something. So he left himself 250 for some reason. He did the same thing. I thought I saw him. Maybe it was just the 1.
No, it was a few tournaments ago where he just did where he got disqualified. Like he
just
was like,
shocked,
I'm not gonna win, and I don't care. I'll just have $250 in my account tomorrow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
What about Edward D? Did he do something? Where's he at? Where are shooters?
He shot and he missed.
Oh, I knew he was shooting.
Yep.
What'd he do?
10 with
What'd he
7,
do?
10 with 7, 9 with 7. So he was live in that
yeah.
double for $1,000 to the 7. And we are 0 minutes to post. So we will put that on here in a second.
Okay.
But he was alive to $14.77. So he was playing for 28,000 with this 10 with the 7. Oh, sorry, it was 1021 because of the dead heat. So it was definitely more than 1021 when he put it in, but it would have put him at about 20,000 had the 7
Okay.
won that race. But he was definitely playing it to win. Just the dead heat kind of cut his number in half. So he's playing basically for 40.
Yeah.
And then his other one.
But
was
then
already-
that's still like a better place to play a double, because at least then
Mhm.
he's going into, let's say he hits, and he's
Yep.
got 20,000 going into this last race.
Yep.
Yeah. Looks like the 6 should be
Yep.
what, 6-4? This gray horse wants to make a run of it.
I have the
But
wrong
it should,
one up here. So
it should be 6-4.
6,
6-4,
4,
11.
11.
Yeah.
So the 3 top choices. So that's
Yeah.
going to be, some people are going to definitely be making a move here.
Mhm.
So we got 6-4 Exacta's paying 5-1. Interesting. There's going to be some, number's going to be 40, 45 will be my guess. Whose range are we in on a $10,000 Exacta? Are any of these people playing a 10K Exacta, you think? Paul Matisse is paying a 10K Exacta, right? Not necessarily that Exacta, but like he would play, like, would you be surprised if Paul was all in at 12,000? Yep, you'd be surprised. Okay.
No. I think he'll be. Yeah. No. What's a prize of this thing? It's a lot, right?
It's a lot.
Yeah. No,
I
he would. He would
yeah,
be.
that's
Yeah. If he's in position and he's got an opinion, he's got a way to get there. Yeah. I mean, we're assuming like Jonathan would, but we're kind of assuming that he's done.
Yep.
Um,
But also, if he's not, that's a Jonathan special right there.
there you go. Yeah.
Right. That's a chalk that he'd box and
Yeah.
weigh it out, so he's not boxing it, but he'll play.
That's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not done for sure. Then he has. That's
That's
he's
the one
in with
hitting.
a winning. If
Yeah. Where would I find, do you think, the prize? I mean, I know what it is based on the number. So like ExpressBet has it up that's like based on 300 entries, which is
that's all I'm
close.
seeing. That's all I'm seeing too.
So it'd be 6 entries to the BCBC. So top 6 get BCBC. 13 would get NHC or KDBC. So you figure fewer NHCs, but then the top 20 get cash. In this scenario, for first with what was it, $1,000, it'd be 65,000. So let's say that first is getting 65 grand and second's getting 30,000, 32.5. And then so you kind of figure.
So yeah, he would. Yeah, that's worth it.
Yeah,
for that starting bankroll of 3,500 where he's at. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm wondering how many other people on, like, especially seeing someone like Sean Peterson, or I guess not Sean, but maybe him, but like David Kramer, I don't feel like he has a $16,000 play in him. I didn't watch him all day, but just feels like he just got lucky here and was like, right, but he got lucky. It doesn't feel like he's going to then wager 16K to find out, to be right a second time to win. Carl Broberg probably has a 10K play in him. Evan Tromer definitely has $9,900 play in him. Just trying to pick out names that I know that we've seen play that would, wouldn't be shocked if they're at 0 or also at 60 when this gets paid out, because it feels very gettable. So what do you think Christian played here?
He probably played like what he did in race
last or the race before.
Yep. I bet he played something like that.
Like a exact $1,000, $2,000 Exacta with the 6/4 or something.
Yeah, like he probably. It's not showing now. I bet he did something like that. Like looking at it was like these are the horses that are like the most logical, the most played. This makes sense. He'd probably do something just like he did in that last race, maybe even a little bit bigger. Just depending on like what that what he thought that number would be, like
Yep.
some of those type of tight combinations where
Mhm.
he's putting out as little as possible in order to get to that number.
Which 5-1 feels like the one he would not necessarily play the most, but the most, right? You'd have to because it's paying the least. A $2,000 6-4 exacta would give him 10, which would put him 27, put him up to 37. So maybe 2,500, maybe fourth. With that $8,000 gap, I think he's willing to play it for more than you would typically play, right? If Andy was in at 25,000 instead of 21, he'd only play it for less. But because this gap is enough, he probably has a little bit of wiggle room.
Yeah. And again, I mean, he's also knowing like Andy's going to have to drop down in order to bet too, right? So like if Christian's betting 3,000, Andy has to be betting 8,000.
Yeah.
You know, like I know like those numbers have to just like correlate, right?
Yep.
And then Christian has the advantage of
$8,000 on top of it.
exactly, right. And then playing a combination that is highly likely.
And they both went off at 9 to 5. So there's the world of, what's his name did in the BCBC where he was all like 90 some odd thousand on Flightline. I don't feel like there's anybody going to be like, yeah, you know what I'm going to do is bet 15,000 on 9 to 5 in this race.
Right.
But also, a $2 bet there got you 572 back. So it's not, honestly, sometimes when you're at these numbers, it's easy for me to say when it's not my 19,000, but like if Brett Wiener played 19,000 to get 572 back, like he's almost at 57,000, like not the worst idea. Not what I'm doing.
I know Brett, I've seen him, for years playing tournaments, but I don't know like what his range is in terms of cash, but like just looking at his last play, he only bet like 500. So I don't know. Maybe, but
yeah, it feels so tough to, I don't know. ITP would tell you that that's the play, whether it's that win bet or not, whatever the play is to play it to win it. So if you want to get your exactas and cover your exactas enough to get there, I don't know if, I don't even know if ITP would say to play 19,000 all in when you're in third, but maybe he would. I don't know. I'll ask him next time I'm hanging out with him at the NHC.
Well, if you're thinking that it's going to be 40, right? He would just be thinking like,
you don't need.
What's the easiest to get to 40?
Right. And that's the number you look for is what gets me to the number I need to get to, and the number
right. And so like if he thought that like the 6 was a standout, and you needed to get to 40, and you had 19,000, it would just be. You're pretty close to hitting all in,
Yeah, like no reason to play 15 when you have 19. Like, why give yourself that possibility of being wrong? I find it hard. Like you couldn't. I mean, maybe you could try to back up with the extra of like playing like exactas under, but I don't know if like your bankroll would support that. Right. Because at that point you then have to bet more to win because you're losing more on the exacta that you're playing.
Yeah.
And I don't know that the winning this tournament, and maybe it is because it's 65 grand or whatever, plus the BCBC. I think there's only one BC. There's 6 BCBCs. So like, I don't know how much 65 grand over 15 grand, which is, $50,000. There is a difference, but like, is 50,000, the possibility of winning 50,000 worth losing 20,000? And at some point it feels like it's not. Now you got to play something because you still want to try to win. But I don't know if the win bet all in is the way to do it. I think it's a exacta that gets you to that number while keeping your bankroll, still getting a BCBC seat.
Still getting a BCBC seat. Yeah. Like you're playing for something, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, yes, you want to play to win, but it's not like you're playing only to win. But
right. It's not, there's not $1 million on top and then a big drop off to second. It's 30,000.
Yeah, maybe? 65 to 32, which is a
lot,
off, but it's not
again,
100,000 either way.
Right. The risk to be out with nothing, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
When there are those seats there is something to consider. So
the risk to win 400,000 is there, right? So like if this
Correct.
is the BCBC and you're playing to win 200 times, 20 times what you're playing for, then the risk is there. To win 3x what you're playing for, not quite there. There is a math there that actually makes sense. So
right.
I think the guy with the pencil is going to be ready to pencil this one out. I don't think they're using the pencil people though. I think this is the BCBC one, so it's not ExpressBet. ExpressBet literally has a guy that has to like do the math. This one at least like uses a computer. It's been faster, still slow, but faster.
All right, we'll do this. Like the Apple Blossom is in 8 minutes.
All right, let's go.
Are we on TwinSpires right now?
No.
They just reposted my thing and they just put me like made up this bet.
Ooh, making a bet's family. I'm listening.
And it's like a double win bet. Right? You have the double win bet on the 3 and the 1. Why would I ever bet the 1 to win at that number?
Because you love to Dutch. What are you talking about?
When I clearly have a 7 to 1 on top. What? Why would I do that? Ever? A million years?
You betting $5 is maybe the funniest part of that whole thing.
Well, it's because they put up.
I know.
Did you see the?
I'm looking at it. Yes.
I'm like too embarrassed to retweet it. Like what? What is going on there?
So you like the 3? I'm not going to make you listen to yourself, but liking the 1 and the 3, the Emily special. When did you get a goofy little hat and start Dutching using the Emwager?
It just doesn't make any sense when it's like, oh, I like a 7 to 1s, but what if this 1 to 2 shot? I need to make sure I get my $2 back.
If the 1 wins that race, I think you lose money. I think you actually lose money but
you're for sure. If you make both those bets and the 1 wins, then you lose.
Yeah, 1 to 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's just no rhyme or reason.
And also, I have a note.
Ooh.
Where'd my note go? It's a note that you said out loud, so it makes me happy. We were doing a show on February 7th when Nitrogen won the Bayakoa. And my note says, live with Emily. She didn't like the run. That's all it says, unfortunately. And then I have other notes about other people who say that it was great, which makes me laugh. And I'm not going to say who it is because they're actually good handicappers. But I had this like specific thing where I'm like, when we were live, I wrote it down and said, Emily didn't like that run. And 2 other people loved it. I was like, all right, who's right? And then it comes back on a sloppy track and was terrible.
Yeah.
Relatively terrible. Right. Yes.
How
much of the sloppy track was it though? Because I remember that I was also like, maybe it was a slop. But I don't think she's very good anymore, and I don't like it, and she should go back to turf.
Yeah, I mean, she's in this race though. She's fine, right? And like the thing about this race, you definitely didn't want her in the Azeri because typically it's like it sort of just follows that pattern of like, oh, she needed the race coming off the layoff and she's going to improve, but it's like she didn't. The way that she was traveling was not like Frost. We're gonna watch this race and then we're gonna go. So let's be reasonable. It just didn't look like it was a fitness thing. It was like there was something that it was like, oh, we got this thing going on, right? But it's like, okay, they got that race under her belt and now she's 3rd off. It's like she should run a better race. I don't necessarily know she's that much of a standout in this group, but like in this group, it's hard to not see her be a player.
Yeah.
Right?
So my big play of the day and what I should have done. I'm perfectly fine with a tournament of one other person to be out and not have to worry about it. But I kind of love the 7.5G. And it's almost entirely because she was
I know she was at Oaklawn last year and was in the Honeybee, ran second, but was like good and lost to a good horse, Quiet Side, who was like extra good at that point. And then went to the Gulfstream Oaks and was like, she won, fine, good, but then didn't run the Oaks and then just was off. Came back in a prep. You know how I love my 2 sprints to a route because you got your 1 turn mile at Gulfstream, and now she's coming here and she's going to get the lead and she's going to run off the screen and win it 7-1, and I'm going to have an okay day because I didn't bet England like at all. I'm very.
I mean, this I see where you're going. Like this should be the time, if ever, that she runs a big race. I guess the thing that concerned me with her is that she hasn't
everything else.
No. She just hasn't. Like she ran good. Like last year's campaign was good. That's exactly what you want to see. Like each race, there's added distance. She's holding her own in stakes company. She's getting a little bit faster.
Yep.
Blah blah blah. All that's great. Kind of goes back to what I was saying in the other race, right? Comes back off the layoff, and you're like, okay, you can give a pass for the La Brea, right? That race was tough. The note says prep, stretch,
Yep,
and then did the thing, right? Got the prep, got the stretch, and improved. But speed figure wise, she really hasn't taken that step forward. Now, I don't necessarily know that this group is that fast, so maybe that's kind of a neutralizer. But that was the one thing that's like, you do want to see 3 to 4 get faster.
Yeah. Well, and this is where I like to have multiple ideas because Time Form and our friend Craig Mikowski, and by that I mean I like to call him my friend, whether he likes me or not. He responds to my DMs. They have him that last race really fast. It was broken out
faster,
from all the others.
Like faster than what she ran in the as a 3-year-old.
Yep.
Okay.
But it does have the B, so it's a breakout, which is could be suspect because the race appears as usually fast or slow, and this one is fast. So faster than most of the races on the card. It was towards the end of the day, which is also peculiar. I wonder if they have that for all of them. Yeah, well, they would have, because look at that Gulfstream, no dirt races, jerks. So that number could be suspect, but at 6-1, I'm happy to take a suspect number, right? If that was nitrogen at 1-2, no thank you, or 3-5 as the case may be. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna rest my case, right? Rest my laurels.
I don't know. That makes sense.
Yeah, and it was basically because everybody else in this race is very suspect. Like Majestic Oops at 6-1 off of 9-2 is like what we just saw last time we looked at Oaklawn with the 3 horse in that race, where it's like it was 7-2 morning line. We had a scratch, and now it's 6-1. It's running up the track. So this one feels the same thing.
Yeah, I thought that. Well, one, it's a little bit different, right? Because Majestic Oops lost. I mean, Majestic Oops is not really taking money in like tougher spots, right? She's not one that takes a bunch of money, but I felt like last time was the time, right? Like when you had the favorite that was vulnerable that day. She was 9-1.
Yep.
And like 6-1 is like okay. I wasn't really expecting like 9-2 because people probably saw that as well. Like, oh, she was a price last time. No, take a short price today. But
that I think I won't be shocked when Nitrogen wins this race, right? Like that's not going to be a huge shock. Also, that's a lot of red keywords you got there, and it just becomes like I like her at 2-1, maybe even in this race, in that 9-5 morning line. Like, okay, I'm not like so against her and like gonna try and fire a whole bunch of money against her, but in this case, it's like they really like her in this race, and that just doesn't make any sense. And because she has the name and she has all the things that people like, and I get it, but I don't know. There's plenty of reasons not to be on her, and then give me 3-5, and I'm extra against her.
Yeah.
The other one. How much time do we have? No time. Oh, who's that? Maggie Wolfendale?
Yeah. Are we going to get in trouble?
No, not yet. Well, we were going to get in trouble eventually, but I'll wait to get in trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll clap it and restart it. 15-2? Damn. A short queen. A short queen.
Wait, what happened?
Um, the size of oh, we have an update.
Yeah.
Oh, David Nichols. Wow.
William McMillan got
Okay.
DQ'd.
No, Maggie was talking about the size of the horse.
Oh.
15-2 is like a short queen.
Oh.
Gotcha.
14-2 is the cutoff for a pony. Like the tallest a pony can be is 14-2. So like your hand like that much more to not be a pony.
So we're gonna start with the DQs here because William McMillan gets DQ'd.
Wow.
Only played 4. Chuck Fazio also DQ'd.
Oh, let's hold on, William. William, that's a tough one because he was all in on the double. He couldn't. His hands were tied. He had no bankroll.
That sucks.
He didn't leave himself. He needed to play that for. He couldn't even have played it for even less. He was all in. He was all in.
Yep.
He was all in. Oh wow. Yeah, that's
That
brutal.
sucks.
Okay, but 22,000.
Yeah, so I mean,
Decent
he'll
day.
try, but he loses out on third place, which would have been 15,000 or so.
And
So
a seat.
definitely.
And a seat, but yeah.
So we'll start with continue with Dave Nichols, who not quite cold, but close to cold on that double for $200 for 28,000, which got him there, and then he hit the exacta for 1,000 to put him over the top. Only ended up at 33,000. He wasn't even going for. Well, I guess he was all in, so he was going for it, but this was his go for it, and this was like what he had left over to try to make up the number. Crazy.
Yeah, he knew
He knew he was live for the 6, so basically he was like, well, if the 6 wins, let's make sure I get paid for it.
Yeah.
Because he had the 1.
Well, he probably knew at that point that 28,000 plus whatever is extra 1,600, so he had about 30.
Yeah.
That he wasn't. There's a chance he wasn't going to win with that number.
Yeah.
From where Christian was and other people at the top or whatever. So it was good that Dave had that extra 1,600 and did what he could with it, and it was good enough. And he probably was in a position like, there's a chance I could win, but I might come up short.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and he played the. I'll put it back up here in a second because my 7 is
Not dead yet. Because he played it looks like he played the 2 and the 8 as like a, I don't know, what number do I need? Okay, if those, he was against the 9 and the 10 basically, and apparently the 7, and was just like, all right, I like the 1. So the 1-6 double he had for $3,000, which like that's the number I need. If not, these 2 will get me there.
Those were the 2 bombs, right?
Yep.
Those were the 2 kind of logical. The most logical long shots was the 2 and the 8. The 2 was the horse that was coming out of the Gotham, and the 8 was the other horse that was running in the stakes, the Hot Barnet Turfway. So, yeah.
7's going backwards at Oaklawn. So fun. Christian played kind of what you would have expected. I think we said he'd play the logicals to do it, but he had not the 4, so he was just basically against the 4. I don't hate what he played, right? I mean, that's kind of what he has to do. Like he played a 11-6 box and he played the 11-6 back because it was going to be enough, and he was just wrong. Like
he just didn't. Yeah, he just. I mean, he was like between. He either just didn't like the 4, right? He's like he was going to use 2 horses there.
Yep.
And he didn't like the 4.
Yep.
And
Basically.
so that was it. Because I mean, if he makes that play with the 4, what does that exacta come back?
It paid. Where'd it go? Result 6-4 played $5.29.
So 529 times 500.
And really 1,000 because he had played the 11-6 back this way, so he would have had it for 1,000. So he would have paid 52.90.
Is that right?
Yeah, well,
No,
because
he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it boxed. He has a 611 box for 500.
Yep, and then
he has an 11-6 for 500. So,
but if he played the 4-6, yeah. Oh, I got you.
Yeah, so he only has it 500 times. So what did it pay for $1 again? Sorry,
529.
529.
Yep.
Times 500. puts him at
45.
Yeah, that just puts him like right back where he was.
Yep.
That's not a.
He didn't think anybody was going to catch him, and he was almost right. Right? Like, I mean, outside of this one crate, like he can't imagine this thing exists, right? But maybe you have to. I don't know.
I just don't. I don't think that. I don't think that 30,000 was going to win.
Yeah, but
And
it
he must
does,
have
except
thought that-
for
Yeah, I just didn't think it was going to win. It's like
Yeah.
there's too many. It's like I don't know who it's going to be, but there's too many opportunities. People know how many times have we seen this on TwinSpires, right? People see the number, they know what that target is, and they go above it.
yeah.
So they see Christian is at 30, and they're saying, I need to get to
40, 45.
I need to get to 40. I need to get
yeah.
to 35. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like Dave Nichols was like, I'm alive here, but I'm probably going to come up short. But that is what it is. I'm maxed. Like
he put himself in the best position he could, right?
I'm in the best
live.
position I could. I'm probably going to come up a little bit short, but it's probably going to be good enough for a seat and some cash and like cool. And then like it just worked out. Like he probably, I can ask him, but that's probably the scenario. And like I don't know, Christian thought 30 people weren't going to catch him. Like he just didn't. I don't know. I thought they would, right? Like we knew Andy was going to bet. He bet how he had bet the whole entire day. He just wasn't right like the other times that he was right.
Yeah.
And then
not right. He's right here and he loses money. Right?
Yeah.
He's going to get. He cost him.
He wasn't right. Yeah.
He was right. Right. He hit these bets. He paid for 400 and he got paid U19. He bet for 240. He got 146. He bet 360. He got 146 back. He lost himself a couple $100. He lost by less than $1,000, and that's going to cost him $2,000. And really, if he's in third and fourth, it's going to cost him $7,000 for like making these extra $500 worth of bets that he was right and didn't get paid. Like he lost money on these bets. So I don't know why you would do that. Like there's no world where these bets, these tries are going to pay you enough. And like, not even close. It was half of what he bet on it. Like that's just
I gotta take Frost out. But Chris Couples made probably the kind of the biggest move. Mark Hader as well. Like win bets and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean he just played basically what he had left, right? $400 over and over again, but 1, 2, 3, 4.
What did you know who we lost? Let's see what Jonathan Kinchin played.
Yep.
Let's see if the theory on the doubles was correct. And then I'll take Frost out because I think that pretty much covers
more or less. Yeah, I think you got the gist of it.
Yeah.
Doubles, you were right.
Yeah. That made sense for that position. Yeah, that he was gonna play those doubles.
And he played them like you would have. I could have told you if you told me you played doubles. I could have told you almost to the penny what he was going to play them for because I mean he clearly did the math.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he thought if he hit that double, he'd have 6,000 extra. Then if he needed to do more, right? Like if that was not enough or whatever, he'd have that money to play with. I
don't agree with what he did because I talked to you and we were sitting here talking about it. What he did is very, very, I like it in the end because if that one wins, he's like you say, he gets at 6. Plus he played these ones a little bit less than he played these ones, which gives him that coverage of, okay, now what do I need to get to? And he hits that 6, 4, 11 exacta, right? Like that's what he's playing with $6,000 worth of exactas and probably enough to, put him into first.
Yeah, no, I saw like, I mean, completely clocked it. Like this is what he did with that money. And then he had that going if he needed to do that, etc.
Yeah, but he was dead.
But he was dead to it. Yeah.
Eddie D. Yep. And I'll go through these in Brad Anderson.
Yeah. Do you want to stay on?
I'll stay on for a minute or two.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
All
going
right,
to go
cool.
through all of these ones. I mean, I don't know that there's I don't think there's enough interest in all of these plays, but it is always fun to see someone like Brad who's won the BCBC
All right,
before.
I'm gonna
Yep,
dip. Like
I'll
keep
see
talking.
ya.
Okay,
Yeah,
bye.
won the BCBC in the past, and clearly had an opinion. Right, he liked the 6 and he liked the 11, and if the 4 wins, he loses. And he basically couldn't play the 6 with the 4, so he ends up losing out all that money. Um, that one's somewhat painful because of how much money he bet on that, and basically if he just had put the 4 in there, he for 3,000, 3,300 times 5 puts him at like 15, so probably still not enough. Probably why he did it. He knows how to do math. He knows what he's doing. I'll scroll up here just for another minute or two, and we'll kind of see if there's anybody else. I want to see if there's anybody making a big jump up. I was hoping to see if there's any big doubles that came through, and I know that we had at least Dave Nichols who hammered it. Because William McMillan was on site, it's going to be a little. I want to see what happens, and I'll make Emily go and talk to Jim Goodman. But only playing the 4, and it looks like here because it was 280 plus 90 is 360, which is not 400. So he just didn't leave himself enough money, which that one's gonna hurt. He'll be okay with this 22,000, but third place was also an additional 15,000. So doubling his money by not hitting the minimums is going to be a painful one. This one's interesting with Chuck Fazio. He only played one, based on the fact that he played 2 $40 doubles. Maybe he didn't know the rules, or maybe he just kind of screwed up. Chris Couples, who won the Gulfstream 1 Pegasus by hitting Skippy Longstocking for a whole bunch of money. He kind of did the same thing here. I think that's all the money clearly this was all the money he had. Not quite. 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, he was all in on that one. So that's kind of what he had. And he gave himself the 8-6 exact as kind of a coverage. So the only thing you could have done there, I guess, differently would play the exacta, but he chose to play the win, and it got him 16 grand. So can't really complain about that. Howard Kravitz hit here in the end, the 6 with the 4 exacta. So he had doubles going that were all dead, left himself 2,800, and he was all in. Probably my thought would be is that Howard probably thought he had the winner locked up with a 1-9-10, and he clearly liked the 6 there. So kind of just got, because he got beat here, he just left himself what he could do. Had he been live, he probably plays this a little bit differently, but maybe not. Maybe then he actually doesn't play it differently because he's got the 6-4, and then that puts his 15,000 with wherever that double would have paid. So definitely something there. Blaze hit the exacta for 1,000 for 2,000. So 2,000 cold exacta gets him into 15th, which is no money. Oh no, it is money. Down at 20th gets paid, so like $1,500. So I'd take $1,500. But got a seat because there's basically 6 BCBC, so the top 6 will get BCBC, and then 13 additional either NHC or KDBC, depending on, I don't know. I'm sure there's some way that they ended up doing it. So we'll end up getting a seat of some sort, either an NHC or a Kentucky Derby Betting Challenge seat. Rock Edwards played all in, close to all in. 57. Yeah, he'll be all in. I'll give him all in. So that at least makes some sense. So he was all in, pretty big number. Hit the win bet, hit the exacta to get himself into 17th. So he'll also get a seat. And Evan Tromer, who I thought would be playing a bigger amount, did not. Interesting. Evan Tromer, we've seen play enough that I'm shocked he was only in it for $1,000 or so there. I would have expected him to come up with more, but he didn't move too much. So maybe. And then
Sean Pennington may get himself a seat based on those DQs we see above. But he had the double and he had it twice, basically for $20, $70, something like that. And then he did end up hitting a exacta for a trifecta for 50 cents. Yikes. And a place for $38. So that is a choice. Not a choice I would have made. I don't know. There you go. Thomas Dillon, we'll look at one more because now I'm interested. Was not quite all in. So he ended up being almost all in. Hit the double for $50 and got himself up there. Maybe he doesn't know he had. I don't know. That's a tough one to swallow. Where he actually has. He keyed the 6 in the trifecta. He hit the double for $50. He hit the win bet for $300, but he wasn't all in. So had he just put more on that win, he gets himself a seed. Probably can't win, at least not the way he played. He couldn't win, and I'm okay personally. I'm okay with that being his play, and then just coming back and be like, all right, I'm going to play this, but like he just played the minimum, but he played 8 minimums. You only need to play 5, so he overplayed. We'll look at one more actually because we've talked about him. Our friend and yours, the man who has not found a race he doesn't like, Douglas Otani, trifectas and exactas, and he whiffed. So he cost himself $900 and $800, $1,700. Was it like $3,400? And then his other one was not there because that's just total awesome. All right, well, that's the Grade 1 Gamble, one of the great tournaments of the year, one of our favorites. I'm not a Keeneland fan. I'm a Turfway fan. I played very little at Keeneland today. I'm proud of myself for that. However, people love this tournament. I'm very sad that the BCBC will be here, so that'll be my reason for not going to the BCBC is because I don't like Keeneland, and the reality is I'm not going to pay $10,000, and if I win, I'll have to sell it to somebody. So looking at you, Dr. Tang. So these are your top 5. Dave Nichols, Christian Helmers. We're going to say William McKillen didn't quite do it. That DQ is going to be painful. Quinn Strander, Andrew Azario, and David Kramer. Chuck Fizio, who appears to really have DQ'd, which I got to know what happened here. This is the one that I'm going to be up at night trying to figure out how he got to 17,000 but only played one $400 bet. So let's assume he played a 50-cent try that paid a whole bunch of money or something, maybe a $2 try or something. So yeah, that is the Grade 1 Gamble. It was fun. We will be back next week covering some tournament somewhere and probably on a live stream because these are fun. So thanks everybody. We will see you later.